Welcome in, everybody. Timmy, thank you for stopping in. Donut, thank you for stopping in. Very much appreciated to the both of you. Timmy, what up, brother? Welcome in. Appreciate you stopping by tonight, bud. Appreciate you stopping by tonight, buddy. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. When's the next taxi live stream? We might be doing a taxi live stream this week, my friend. We might be doing a taxi live stream this week. Potentially Friday. Potentially on Friday. I'm feeling all right. Not feeling 100% still, but we're better than we were. That's for sure. We are better than we were. That is 100%. Friday's perfect. Hey, sounds good. Sounds good. Just one moment, I'm trying to get the stream sent out to some people here. I appreciate that, Donut. Like I said, man, we're just trying to stay consistent for you guys, stay on top of things. Make sure y'all know we ain't slacking around here. No slacking around these parts. That's a promise to y'all. That is a promise to y'all. Monza thoughts, Norris getting valuable points. Yeah, he could have gotten more. McLaren were a team with the head on their shoulders. I think that was their win. They blew it. They pushed the tires too hard, trying to prevent a Hungary situation, and ended up giving Charles Leclerc the win on the one-stop strategy. I'm not trying to discredit what Leclerc did. His race was impeccable. It was a beautiful race by him. I will say, though, I just think that McLaren is doing everything in their power to prevent Lando from winning the championship this year. Maybe that's just my opinion. I don't know. They could have done way better than they did. Still got valuable points against Max. Still gained a little bit, but craziest thing I think came out of it was Kevin Magnussen getting a race ban. That's pretty nuts. We're back. We're in. Welcome in. I do appreciate you guys stopping by tonight. Hopefully you're having a lovely Tuesday evening. I do apologize for not being here on Friday. We didn't feel the greatest, so we were just trying to get back to 100%. We also had a birthday party on the weekend, so I wasn't trying to miss that either. Should we try and do a quick time real quick? What did we say? What do we say? We throw a new time on? Do we try to do another time? Give me one moment. I gotta load the WRC setups. One moment. Rally 2. See. Yes. Someone's got a setup around here. That's pretty good. Let's see what it drives like, I guess. See if we can even change the setup when we get in the load up. We're gonna do a little bit of time trial, then we'll jump into career, and then we will probably jump back into time trials. Y'all just let me know what you want to see tonight. The reason we are driving WRC is because I asked my daughter what she wanted Dad to drive tonight. Whether it was F1 or rally racing. She said rally racing, so here we are. We don't always let... Can you compare this game to Dirt Rally and Dirt Rally 2.0? Alexander, good question, my friend. I have not played Dirt Rally on a wheel. The only time I used to play the Dirt series was when I was younger. I played with my brother a lot. We played on controller mostly. I will say that this is probably a little bit more intense than Dirt Rally. I do know that, I mean, both of them can be intense regardless. I think that maybe this one's a little bit more realistic than Dirt. Just as a one-to-one comparison, if that's what you want. Obviously, it's not the most realistic rally game there is. It's not Richard Burns, but I do think that it's nice. It's a good change of pace. I think it's a little bit different compared to what the Dirt series is kind of targeted towards, in my opinion. Again, maybe I'm wrong, but I just think that the Dirt series and the Dirt Rally series is more of like you're just trying to enjoy your time. You don't really want to have to worry about anything. That's kind of the way I think. But if I am wrong, I do apologize. But I don't really have the greatest judge for you because I've never played those games on a wheel. Hopefully you take my opinion with a grain of salt. Take it for what it is. Like I said, I don't have experience on the Dirt Rally series on a wheel anymore. It's been years since I've even played the series. Regardless, they're both rally racing. They're both similar in some aspects, but I think that every game's different in their own way. Good question, though, Alexander. Welcome in, by the way. First time I've seen you in the stream. I appreciate you stopping in. Hopefully you're having a good night. Hopefully you chill here for a minute. Maybe give us a chance to impress you. Maybe gain a new subscriber over on there in the YouTube channel and a fellow person to race with. Sorry, I had to get that water in me real quick. What do you think about this game on the wheel? What do you think about how real the rally? What do you think about how real the rally techniques like power slide and other stuff? I like this game on a wheel. I think that there's definitely an arcadey aspect to it in terms of some of the cornering and the cuts. In my opinion, I think that the power slides and the handbrakes are really nice. Depends on what car you're driving, obviously, but I think for the most part, it's probably a good judge because you're always using both feet on all 3 pedals. At least I am personally, for the clutch, the brake. It really never stops. I do think that this is probably one of the better rally games that I've played. Again, I don't have the whole entire perspective of rally racing right now. I haven't played Richard Burns Rally, and I haven't played Dirt Rally on a wheel, but I enjoy this game a lot. I think it's enjoyable. I think that it's fun to challenge your friends. You can have clubs, so you can all race at the same events every every week, and you don't have to be at the same exact time. It's just like a 7-day time period thing, so you all can set your times at different times and then just see where you are compared on the leaderboard. By the way, like your hairstyle today. I appreciate that, Donut. We just woke up, brother. Not really woke up. I was taking a nap after getting home from work and haven't done anything to the hair today. Gotta go, man. You know the drill, got school tomorrow, but I enjoy your stream, so just gotta say, hey, Timmy, have a good night, man. Get some sleep. Have a good day at school tomorrow. We'll catch you in the next one, my friend. I appreciate that. Donut, thank you very much, by the way. Like I said, this is as raw as it gets, man. I don't think I've had a haircut in like 3 weeks. Sometimes I style it. I put gel in it. There's no gel in it. This is just straight off the morning, pretty much. Went to work, came home, ate some food, accidentally took a nap, and woke up about 10 minutes ago. Well, about 20 minutes ago, but you guys know what I mean. All right, we got a 3:14 on the time to try to beat.
40. Good luck.
Haven't drove this car yet, I don't think so.
5, 4, 3, 2.
You can use the mechanic.
Go.
You can use the mechanical one.
40. 3 right.
Mine is
opens,
sequential
70.
because I don't have a gearbox
Left of a
or
small
a shifter,
jump,
so I just
into
use
crest,
the
slowing,
paddles
100,
on the
turn,
wheel.
Open hairpin left.
But you can
Opens 4 and slide
use a
right,
sequential
onto
gearbox.
tarmac, 30. Crest.
If you
and
want.
3 right. Opens long. Tightens 3. Long tightens. Into crest. 50.
Like I said, there is a lot of settings that you can change in terms of
hairpin left. 60.
assists and the gearboxes that you may use
50.
and all the other things.
Crest. And late, 2 right, and 2 left, long, 40, through gate. 2 right, and turn square left, onto gravel, 160.
Okay, well, we have to turn right there.
Start slight left.
Dentographers, welcome
40.
in.
Good luck.
Hey, Sawyer, what's up, buddy? Welcome in. Thank you for stopping in. Curtis, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Sandra, welcome in. Dentographers, what up, brother? Thank you for stopping by.
5.
Hey,
4,
we're gonna be playing some
3,
F1 on Thursday, my
2,
friend.
1.
Maybe we'll do some
Go.
open lobbies. That way you can get into the lobbies with us. I'd be down to race with you.
70. Left of a
I
small
would be
jump
down to race
to
with you.
crest,
We're probably gonna be
slowing
doing some
100,
F1 racing on
turn,
Thursday.
open hairpin left. Opens 4 and slide right onto tarmac.
If I had to
30.
guess, at least, because Friday we're probably gonna do a
Crest,
taxi stream.
and 3 right, opens long, tightens 3, long tightens. Into crest, 50.
Just to let y'all know.
Open hairpin left,
So,
60.
Dentographers, though, I'm glad you stopped in tonight.
3 right, 50. Crest. And late, 2 right, and 2 left.
I'll be-
long, 40 through gate.
With no sleep.
2
Yo,
right,
William, I hate to hear that, my friend.
turn
Welcome in,
square
by the
left
way.
onto gravel, 160.
Yeah, Taco
Slide left
Tuesday.
of crest, 100.
Oh, no, we're
5
uncle
left
around
sharp,
here.
120. Crest. And 6 left, long, slowing, and slide right. Little 1 right short, 70.
That was a treat.
6 left, slowing,
William, they'll welcome
crest,
in.
50,
Hate to hear that about
right,
sleep.
150,
Must be working or something, man. I hate to hear that.
slight left, 80.
Hey, Viper, welcome in. Thank you for
Slight
stopping in.
right, 40,
Appreciate the compliment, my friend.
crest, 60, 6 right of a jump, 100, 6 left of a jump, and slight right of a crest, 50, crest, 30, 5 left, opens, and slight left of a crest, 30,
Ooh,
slight left of a crest, 130, small jump,
Hate to hear that,
and
brother.
slight left, slowing, 90, right of a small crest, 40, turn, square left, and slight right, 80, right,
We lost a lot of time in that little
tightens,
middle
70,
section. So
slight
honestly,
left
we
of a
could
crest,
make up plenty
190,
of time if we really wanted to.
small jump, 200, caution, left of a big jump, 120, slowing, 6 left short, 50, 4 left, keep in,
What was that? Curtis.
start, slight
Blue.
left of a crest, 40,
Good
good
TikTok
luck.
channel. Can you follow me on TikTok? I'll check it out. Can you help me because I keep gaining and losing subs, but I do focus on what I'm doing. But do I focus on what I'm doing or look at what's wrong? If you're losing subscribers, maybe look at what's wrong, brother. Look at what you're posting compared to what you have been posting. You look better today. Good to see that. Hey, Dentographers, appreciate that, my friend. We're feeling a little bit better. Throat
5,
doesn't hurt nearly as
4,
bad as it did.
3,
My favorite
2,
car,
1, go.
my favorite
And
car in
slight left,
general is
40,
probably
3
Nissan
right, opens,
Skyline
70,
R34.
left of a small jump, into crest, slowing, 100, turn, open hairpin left, opens 4, and slight right, onto tarmac, 30,
If you want a different answer, I'll say
crest, and 3 right, opens long, tightens 3, long, tightens,
Toyota Supra.
into crest, 50,
If you absolutely need a different
open
answer.
hairpin left,
Too much.
60,
Too
3
much.
right, 50, crest,
I'll think about it, Sandra. I haven't used any of your services, so I can't. I'm not going to be out going out there and vouching for you because I didn't use your services, so I'm not going to be that kind of person to
turn square left,
push
onto
my
gravel,
people
160,
to use something I haven't used. That's not me. What year,
slight left
though?
of crest,
If you need a
100,
certain year on the R34,
5 left sharp, 120,
I'll say like
crest, and 6 left,
anytime
long,
after 2004,
slowing, and
probably.
slight right, into 1 right short, 70, 6 left, slowing, and small crest, 50, turn, 1 right, 150,
It must be something like 360 degrees turn special for you.
slight left, 80, slight right, 40, crest, 60, 6 right of a jump,
All right, I think this is
100,
where we started to lose ourselves a little
6
bit.
left of a jump, and slight right of a crest, 50, crest, 30, 5 left, opens, and slight left of a crest, 30, slight left of a crest, 130,
Yeah, there we
small
go.
jump, and slight
That's
left,
way better.
slowing, 90,
Way
right of a
better.
small
Yeah,
crest,
2008 would be
40, turn
perfect,
square
low
left,
key.
and slight right, 80,
Oh, that was a bail. 2008 would be perfect.
5 right, long, tightens, 70,
If you've
slight
ever
left of a
seen,
crest,
if you've ever seen
90,
Too Fast, Too Furious, just picture the yellow car that Brian drives and
small jump,
or the
200,
silver and blue car that Brian drives, and that's pretty much it right there.
left of a big jump, 120, slowing, 6 left short, 50, 4 left, keep in, and 2 right, 30,
I don't know how you
3
expect anyone to
right, opens,
keep the car alive after that jump.
and 4 left, tightens, 80, crest, 50, 3 left sharp, 60, 6 right, 40, 4 left short,
Parnatel,
and
welcome
crest,
in, my
60,
friend.
finish, 6 left and 3 right to stop. Okay, that's a 3-minute 8.4.
That wasn't bad. R by Sandra. All right, bet that. I'll check it out. My friend's favorite car is the exact same Nissan, but he likes the 99 and 2000. Yeah, I like those ones, but I prefer the newer style bodies. Like the completely squared off bodies I like. Don't get me wrong, I still love those cars, but pretty much the exact same car from Too Fast, Too Furious. It's like a, I think it's like a 2006 is what they picture, I think. It's like, maybe it's an 07. I can't remember the exact year, but 331. That's not bad. We could add way more improvement there. Are we trying to get above 13th? We might be later. We might be later. We're going to jump into the career right now. But then, yes, we will probably try to break the 13. Is it possible to create custom pace notes? I do not believe so. I do not believe so. Good question, though, Alexander. A good question, my friend.
Coming out of service now, and this crew will be hoping that was time and effort well spent. Have they got the most critical issues under control?
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forget this.
Starts 4 right, 5 left.
I'm pretty sure we just ended up retiring
Good luck.
here, and we might just do the same thing. William, no, hopefully you're doing good,
4,
brother. I
3,
know school's probably
2,
killing you.
go. 4 right, opens, and 5 left, keep in, 30.
Yeah, I'm pretty
right,
sure-
Slowing, and late, square left,
Yeah.
and slight right.
We tried to get
don't
out of
cut.
this already. Get me out of here. I couldn't be. I can't be bothered.
Stage, this pairing are going to
Can't be bothered for that. I think I hit the wrong button. Yeah, I did. I hate to hear that, William. Hate to hear that. What school are you in? Are you in terms of like
looks absolutely shot.
your age?
Causing your engine temperature to be well
Yeah, I
outside
know the
Ah,
radiator
that's a
shot.
shame.
I always feel like the
Despite their
default ones are
best
slightly
efforts
off for
through
me
this stage,
personally, so I would
this
love to.
crew have dropped in
put
the
on
event
base notes.
standings.
How's it for you? Do you feel comfortable with what the game provides? They're pretty accurate. I would say most of the time. There is certain times where I feel like they don't say don't cut, or they don't say try and guess. Well, it's different for, if I remember right, you're from the UK. I could be wrong. I'd say you're probably 17, which would put you in what we call high school. I think you guys call it secondary school, possibly. Alexander, back to your question though. I do think that the game provides pretty accurate notes. I think sometimes they could be a little bit better. It's all just dependent on your driving style, I think. I got 3 skull emojis. What's that mean? Am I off? Bro got 1 out of 2 right. So your age was right, but the school was wrong.
I'm not sure whether there's been an incident somewhere on the...
Unless you are in secondary school. And I got the age wrong. Now I'm confused. UK calls it high school and secondary. Other way around.
So, not the result we really wanted at the charity event.
Okay, you're confusing me a little bit, William. I can't lie to you, my friend. You're just gonna have to let me know, my boy. You're just gonna have to let me know, brother. Was it the age that I was right about, or was it the school part that I was right about?
We're doing some excellent work at the moment, and Max is delighted with us right now.
Just tell me that, and I'll go with the rest. Just tell me that part, and I will go with the rest. We don't need this car anymore. UK was correct. Okay. So you're 15. So that put you in 9th grade, the first year of high school? Maybe. Maybe you're young for your grade and you're in 10th grade. Just either one, we will get you. So I was right about the UK part. I think we're going to rest the team up because we do not have a car. Excuse me. Not only the style of driving and accuracy, but also the style of the pace notes or the approach to make notes. There are different styles, or let's say different systems of pace notes. 100%.
I've got some good news for you.
100%. I think that the co-driver is very, he's very forward on the things that he says. It's not like anything extra. It's just as basic as it can get, honestly. I'm trying to see if I can load where that is. So there it is right there. So you can change the call type if you want it to be simplified. So it's just basic. They don't say the don't cuts, they don't have the extra things a part of it. And welcome in, by the way. You can also turn the timing at which they deliver the pace notes from normal, earlier, earliest, later, latest. So it can be up to the last second, or it can be into the next 2 corners that you can change it. Let's see. I think that's the main spot. So there you go. You can choose automatic, semi-automatic, sequential, H pattern, and then auto select. So it just determines whether or not you're using the paddles or the actual gearbox shifters, and it'll read it based off whatever you're doing. I do feel a little bit better, and thank you for asking. The clutch, obviously, you can change it to whatever you want. I have mine on automatic currently. That's just me. Sometimes you can have it on manual override, so that way it's a little bit of both. So that way when you want to press the clutch, you can have it. You don't need to. I don't run any assist on this game. That's the on-screen display. I think that's pretty much it, honestly. Yeah. Audio's pretty self-explanatory. Just to let you know that when school starts, I will not have much time to watch your streams. Probably I'll only stay for 30 minutes or an hour. I heard the UK somewhere. I'm from Nottingham. Well, viewers are going up. Hey, don't appreciate that, brother. You keep sending them in emojis, and viewers are just gonna keep flying up. I do appreciate you bringing that to my attention, though, my friend. I try not to look at how many viewers we got. I just try to keep it as personal as we can in here. Carnatel, all good, man. I know you guys have your school thing. It's getting late for my UK viewers. I do want to let you know, since school has started back up officially and my kids are back in school, I was gonna potentially test a system to where maybe we start one stream in the morning. So like instead of going live from 5 to 8 on my time, it'll be like 11 to 2 p.m. my time. So it'll be earlier in the morning, but it's still like, that would make it 4 p.m. for you. So it would be 4 to 7 is when we would usually be streaming. I was thinking of starting streaming as well. I did post a couple videos on YouTube, but I don't know. I can't get myself to stream. I mean, if you want to stream, brother, just hit that live button. Trust me, there's nothing stopping you more than yourself. You're going to be yourself's biggest critic no matter what. Can't make it. I got school and all good. If you're from the United States, we still have our regular streams. We still have our regular YouTube videos. But I know that a lot of my UK viewers can't spend the stream with us because of how late it's getting for you guys. So I was thinking maybe we start something where maybe once a week or twice a week. If things consistently go, I will keep going. But I have stage fright. I can't. Hey, listen. I can't say I have the same thing. I was in choir for a long time, so I sung in front of a lot of people, and not necessarily people that liked me or people that were comfortable with me, but it's just a part of overcoming the fear. There's nothing to be scared of. The worst someone can say is something that you've probably already heard. And also that's something that you have to just take into consideration. People are just going to try to get under your skin so that way they know that they can have a grip on you or make you feel a certain type of way or make you feel down about yourself. And there's always going to be people like that in the world. You just have to continuously think about those people that enjoy your stream, the people that might want to watch you. You never know. You might have one person just waiting every single time you go live, and one person's enough to keep that stage fright buried down. Now, I'm not saying don't confront it, because confronting things is always the best situation, but there's only one way through that, brother, and most of the time it's just going to be dealing with it and trying to get through it. I mean, it's only 22:42 here. Still, though, that's late for some of y'all, Donut. Some of y'all got school in the morning. I know some people have work in the morning. I heard of pace notes based on gearbox. So, for example, right 4. Could you mean right 4 call would mean right turn to be passed on 4th gear? Never tried it, but I found it interesting. I have been trying that recently. I will say, if there's no extra things that they've put onto it, no, Dentographers, if you stream, brother, if you decide to start streaming, brother, you make sure you send it our way. Drop it in the Discord, drop it in the high voltage Discord. Let some people know you're streaming. I'll stop in, show some love, send it to a few of my boys. That's what we got to do. We got to grow together. We got to stay together. Keep it as peaceful and as light as you can, man. That's what you got to do online. Alexander, back to what you were saying. I have been trying that. I think it works most of the time, unless it's like a 4 right Titans or a 4 right into a 3 left. Like, if it's just a regular 4 right or a regular 3 right, I will sometimes, and depending on the car, again, I will sometimes take it into 3rd gear, because that's where I kind of feel like I get the most comfortability. Yeah, the UK definitely go to bed earlier than the US. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Some guy put a hate comment on my video, but my subscribers backed me up and he apologized. Hey, that's it right there. That's it right there, Donut. That's the best way to look at it, my friend. Even if there was nobody to back you up, they were just going to try and get under your skin, my boy. I promise. Ann's playing some NASCAR Heat. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Where you racing? Let me know. Where are you racing? Let's, we still have no money. Let's just rest the team. Dover. Oh. Well, hopefully it goes good for you. I don't know where you're starting on the grid, or... Yes, sir, in Delaware. Do you mean when it goes like right one into left 2 could confuse you as a driver? It's not necessarily it's confusing. That's when I don't follow the number times. Sandra, listen. I don't check my phone when I'm on stream. I don't even message my fiance back unless she calls me. I will not check my phone for you right now on stream. That's just not me. After the stream, if I remember, I got you. But if I'm on stream, I'm not getting on my phone. That's me, bro. I'm here with you guys right now in the moment, trying to read as many chats as I can and stay in the moment. I don't like to check my phone. I don't like to look at my phone. The only time I even do is when I need setups for WRC. There's always going to be that one person. Exactly, Donut. But no, back to what you're saying, Alexander. Also, good luck on the qualifying end. Back to what you were saying, Alexander. It's not that it's confusing. It's just that's when I stopped to follow. That's when I stopped following the turn rate compared to the gear rate. So if it's a right 3, like for instance, what you said, right 1 into a left 2, I wouldn't always be in 1st gear. I would probably stay in 2nd and just feather it through the first right-hander, and then punch it into the left 2 out of 2nd gear. So it's more about, 20th out of 40, not bad, Ann. Not bad. You get a good race from there. Remember, first lap's always the craziest. Try and keep it clean. Bianca, welcome in. Thank you very much for stopping by. But that's just that's kind of what I mean, by the way, Alexander. Forgot to tell you, I'm going to Florida next month. Oh, that's sweet, brother. If you don't want to divulge, don't. But let me know what part of Florida, if you don't mind. I got some family that lives out in Florida. I got extended family that lives close to Florida. The only time I've been is when I was really young. I think I was 9 years old maybe. We went down there with my stepfather, and it was a great time. I had a blast, but I haven't been back since. When I go for a walk or some workout, I always left my phone at home so nobody can distract me from what I'm doing. I find it saves my psyche in the world of social media mess. Alexander, I'm gonna need you to send that message one more time, man, because that's a king way to live, man. In the day and age of trying to be famous, in the day and age of wanting everyone to know what you're doing and everyone to see your social media, to know that there's people out there like that are just going out on a workout and going out for a walk and just not having to worry about anything. They don't care what social media is going on. They don't care about the world. They just want to do their own thing and get their own problems solved. Alexander, we respect you, brother. Those are not an easy thing to do in this day and age, but highly respectable in my opinion. Disneyland. Ooh. Yes, it is expensive. Listen, I've only ever heard stories about how expensive Disneyland is, if that tells you. If that tells you. I've never even considered Disneyland because of how expensive it is. But again, that's just the way I grew up. We spent most of our time together rather than saving up money trying to go on a vacation. It was mostly spent on sports, to be honest with you. A lot of my mom's hard work and money got spent on my sports. So, I'm not complaining at all. I had a very blessed childhood. Oh, from P20 to P10 just like that. Do you participate in rally championships and any esports events? I do not have any esports events. By the way, my name is Donnie Y'all, but just say it as Daniel. Got you. Thankfully you said that next part because I probably would have butchered it. It's always good to be grateful. Alexander, I do not participate in any esports events currently. I would love to get into it. Rally isn't even really my main thing. I have less than 35 hours on this game total. My main race and my main choice is
Sector Rally Finland is a corker of an event.
Formula One. That's where I choose to spend my time.
Is everything here. Get it right,
I would love to get into some championships and
wrong,
race with some
and you're into one of the likes.
crazy fast people. It would be nice. I think that right now we're just kind of putting our own feelers out there, trying to get comfortable with the game, trying to get comfortable with all the different kind of cars. We do club racing with a fellow streamer, Phil61. He has a club that he's organized and started. We do the club racing with him on some days, not all the time. I guess we do already have a setup here. Let's check it. Wait, what? I could have swore that we were in Finland. This setup is way different than what we got on right now. We'll try this one first. 2179. Bro, my eyes. What's going on, Ann? Are you getting blinded by the sun in NASCAR? What's happening? Let us know. We're intrigued. At least I am. They're watery. Oh, no. That's never a good thing. Especially racing. You never want your eyes to be watering mid-race. That's not enjoyable. I apologize for that one, my friend. I know how annoying that can be. I got pretty bad allergies, so my eyes are watering all the time when the seasons are changing. And where we live, the seasons are changing constantly, non-stop. But with some of your tips, my shorts are getting much better, I think. I missed that first part of the message. I apologize, Donut. Classic circuit racing is completely different world. I understand that. Oh, for sure. It's funny how rally players can't really win circuits. and the opposite circuit players can't really win anything in rally. I love rally since 2006. Efren, welcome in. I hope I said your name correctly. If I didn't, I apologize. Let me know how I can correct that, my friend. But yeah, I think you hit that one on the. I think you hit that one right on the money, honestly, Alexander. It is two entirely different driving styles. It's two entirely different driving disciplines. I think that it's a lot harder for people that are so set into one certain category of racing to change over to anything. I have a little bit of, I would say, an unfair advantage, sort of, because being that I'm American, it's a little bit, I don't want to say unfair. It's just easier for me to cross over because I had to go hunting for open wheel racing in Formula One. I didn't know it existed until I found it. Lauren, welcome in. That's my fiance. That's my woman. Have a good night. Shouts out to my girl. Wouldn't be here without her. I don't know why I'm telling you that, though. Hey, listen, Donut. We're here for every improvement, man. Do you have prepared and calculated car settings, or do you change the settings intuitively live based on your own experience? A little bit of both, Alexander. I do some tweaking on the setups if it doesn't feel right. Most of the time, I will copy one from online that is set up on their website because it has so many reviews and so many people have used it, and they, in the comments section, they will tell you a little bit of what they did and why it feels different. But most of the time, I would say I copy a setup from online and then I see how it feels compared to what I want it to do, and that's how we judge based on our setups. Hey, Donut, shout out to you, my boy. What time does everyone wake up?
Start slight left.
It's going to be a hard question to answer because you probably want it in 24-hour time. I would say that most of the time I get up at 8 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. Like, that's like what? 0700. I need to learn how to set up cars in Formula One. I still use the default ones. Dentographist, one thing I'll say, I don't have any videos personally. You should check out Brendan Lee. He's an esports driver. He posts YouTube videos on breakdowns for the Grand Prix weekends. The esports guys have extremely aggressive setups, so I would say just take it with a grain of salt. But they kind of also maybe check out JD is Limitless. They kind of explain more in depth what each setting does and how it will feel and how it will change the car as you change it. There's certain settings where on the default ones you just don't even need. Like, for instance, the suspension geo, that needs to be completely to the left no matter what, besides like 2 tracks, I think. I don't know why. That's just the way that the car feels the best. Okay, I thought when I woke up at 07:15, I thought that was really early. I mean, we usually get the kids ready for school. I'd say it's most of the time it's usually 0800 for me. P10 for Ann. Is that race done, Ann, or what? Almost P9. Did you see the Monza Grand Prix? I did. I did indeed. I'm shocked, honestly. I think McLaren has got to learn how to be a front-running team or they're not going to win. Honestly, I'll keep it as honest as it is. I have to go by 23:10 here, so 6:10 for you guys. All right, bet that. We're going to get into some racing then, since Donut's got to leave out of here. We wake up based on our social responsibilities most of the time, I guess. Example, I can wake up at 6 a.m. in order to get to the office at 9, but on holidays I can sleep up to 3. Alexander, you're speaking philosophies, man. I hope you stay around. 4:57 for Ann. So, Ann, you're an hour behind me. You are in Central Time, I believe. Have you eaten? I have eaten today. Thank you for asking. I ate probably about an hour ago, right before we got on stream. But Alexander, I hope you stay. I hope you stay along, man. You're giving me philosophy. You're giving me things to think about. I appreciate you. You're speaking in terms that I understand. You're speaking in ways that make me think, which I always appreciate. I always like someone to challenge my thinking, challenge the natural order of things. Templar, welcome in. I did feel a little bit sad for Lando. I'm not gonna lie. I think that McLaren bottled the whole race. If they would have just stayed 1-2 for the first few laps, they could have ran away with the race. They could have just DRS swapped each other into the literally no man's oblivion where they couldn't have been caught. Obviously, lap 1 didn't go that way. It was just a little bit of a difference in terms of how each driver felt. I think that people are overplaying Mark Webber's strength and contract building. I honestly think that McLaren just doesn't know what they're doing. And obviously, it's hard to say that because they've built the fastest car, so they know exactly what they're doing in terms of building a car. But when it comes to strategy calls and deciding on a number 1 driver and realizing that you could win the championship, it's a little bit hard to realize that they've kind of just put Lando on the back burner when he's been their number 1 for a few years, clearly. 20th in the point standing. I need 4 more to be in playoffs. Well, hopefully the next race goes good for you. By the way, is there R5 class in this game? Are you talking about Rally 5, Alexander? I don't believe so. There's regular WRC. Charles did race a miracle. I'm not going to lie. He was a tire whisperer. Just when I know this is the next stream or not, just post on community post. I will, my brother. We're going to be live again on Thursday, same time we are now. But back to what I was saying. Leclerc was a whisper. The races, the classes that are in this game, off the top of my head, there's the World Rally cars from 97 to 2011. There's the 2011 to 2018 rally cars. There's Martinsville, let's go, 8 p.m. Ooh. I was literally crying in the last 10 laps. Listen, I love to see Ferrari win at Monza. Leclerc win two times this year. That's nice to see. Once at Monaco, once at Monza. I think those are the 2 best races that he could have as a win this year, in my opinion. Once we get done with their career mode, Alex, we will show you all the classes in the game. That way I don't have to continuously talk about them. And good luck at Martinsville. Let me know how qualifying goes.
1, go. Slide left, 60. Small crest, 80.
Alright, this is just a shakedown, so
30,
this is for an extra set of tires
80,
and to see what it's like.
Slowing, bump 90. 1 left at junction 30. Crest.
We
And
raced
4
here
right,
before, I
opens
think.
very long. Into crest,
Yeah, we did.
80. 3 left, 100. Turn square right, unseen, 30. 4 right, cut, 30.
Yeah, we raced here before. That's for
3
sure.
left. And 2 right, short of the crest, 100.
Get out of the
5 left,
ditch.
half long,
That was a
30,
ditch.
Finish.
Yeah, it doesn't help that it's going to be raining. Does not help that it's going to be raining. Practice done, now qualifying. How fast are you burning through these sessions? This Rally 2. It's the second most powerful class following the Rally 1 class, WRC 1. There is, I believe, in. There's, like I said, there's so many different classes in this game. We'll show you in just a few moments, as soon as we're done with our career here. But yeah, I do believe that there is the Rally 2 section. Alright, so it's going to be raining, then it's just going to be wet. So, we just got to get through the rain. Rain is an L today, that's a fact. That's a fact. But yes, there's regular WRC, junior WRC, WRC2,
Start slight left, 60.
and then I think
Good luck.
all the way from Rally 1 to
5,
Rally 3, I
4,
believe.
3, 2, 1,
Let's get it.
go. Slight left, 60. Small crest, 80.
Got to remember it's raining.
Slight
It's going to
left,
make the car
30,
slide more.
Slight right, 80.
Some of these corners we have to take a little bit
Slowing,
careful.
90. 1 left at junction, 30. Crest. And 4 right.
We
Opens
could have
very
made up
long.
time there. It's all right.
Into crest, 80. 3 left, 100. Turn square right, unseen, 30. 4 right, cut, 30.
That was better.
3 left. And 2 right, short of the crest, 100. 5 left.
Do a little
half
bit of
long,
cut action
30.
there.
3 right to the crest, 140. Left of a big
Almost
jump,
lost it.
40
Planes, welcome
jump,
in.
and small jump.
Long
50.
time no see, my friend.
5 right,
Welcome back.
tightens into 3 left of the crest. And small crest. Into 6 left.
Welcome back, my friend.
And crest. Into crest. Brake.
I do
50.
believe that Carnitel
Turn,
is in the
2
UK
right,
as well.
Into 6 left. 40.
That could have been better.
Long crest.
Could have been
70.
better, but it also could have been worse.
Slight left. 60.
P40. Oh no.
Late 5 left. Tightens. Into crest. And 6 right.
It's all good, and you never know what can happen.
Tightens.
You never
4,
know what can
50.
happen.
5 left. 40.
All right, it's about to be
5
into
right
the
to
woods
crest,
section now.
Tightens 3.
We
Pass
need to
junction.
get out of
And
here.
left of a jump. 50.
Oh no. That was a lot of time we just lost.
Right of a big crest.
Sorry, we can make it up.
brake,
We can make it up.
50. Caution, 3 left, sharp of a crest, 30, 3 right, into crest, into 5 left, 40.
We can make it up, I promise.
5 right, short of a crest, 70, 6 left, through junction, tightens, 40, right of a big jump, 90, slight right, 60, 6 right of a crest, opens, into left of a crest,
Okay, that could have been
30,
bad.
4 right short, to slight left, 120, jump, 50.
That could have been really
5
bad.
left of the crest, keep in, 40. 4 right of the crest, 60. Left of a crest, 70. Left of a jump, 80. Slight left of a crest, long tightens, over jumps. And bump into 6 right, short of a jump. And 5 left, long tightens of a crest, 30. 5 right,
Trying to stay focused.
50. 6 right.
Trying to stay focused here.
Tightens 4 short, past junction into 6 left, 30. Early 6 right, over jump, 70. Slight left, slowing. And
See,
right
look
of
at that,
crest,
Ann.
40, 3 left.
You never know
tightens
what can
half
happen in the
long,
race.
30, 6 right, opens of the crest, long. Brake.
Never
80.
know what can happen in the race. Hey, it's good to have you back, Planes. Hopefully you're having a good
2
Tuesday
right,
evening.
half long, past junction,
I do appreciate
50.
you stopping by tonight,
6 left of the crest,
hanging out in the
opens
stream
long,
with us.
190.
Very much appreciated.
6 left of a small
Donuts
jump,
from
slowing,
Scotland.
220. Turn 1 left, 180.
That was all the actual track being wet.
Bridge 40. Turn square left, unseen, and 6 left, 50.
That was much better.
6 right.
Much better.
4, 100.
It's all right if you're
Jump,
spelling some words
90.
wrong.
Slight right to the crest, 80.
Can't expect every word to be
Slight
perfect.
right to the crest, 30. Small crest, 100. Late 5 left, 200.
I should have been in 5th gear that whole time. Oh, that was a treat.
Small crest, 280.
Hey, we'll see you when you get there, brother.
Slowing.
Good luck on the
Slight
F1
right,
practice.
450, 6 right, 100.
We'll hear from you in your next chat, my friend. Let me know if you need any help. Of course, I'm
6
always
right,
willing to give
short
you
of a
some
jump,
tips.
40, 5 left of a jump, 120.
Sandra, it still does not make sense
Caution,
for
5
my
right
money
to the crest, into 4 left short.
to pay
100.
someone like you to do work. I'm not gonna lie, I have enough emotes to the point to where now I'm happy with what we have until
6 right
the
to
time
crest,
does
half
come when
tightens 3, long,
money's
50.
flowing in on the streams.
6
That's when
left
I'll
of crest,
decide to upgrade.
60.
But I've already
Right
gotten
short,
enough now
house,
to where
70.
we don't need anything extra.
6 left,
I like my
tightens,
logo. Unless I
40.
change my name, I
Right
don't
to
plan
the
on
crest,
changing my
to
logo.
5 left short, through junction, 90.
I've already got
Turn and keep
my...
hairpin right. Into 6 left.
I've already got my starting soon screens
Tightens
and my
4,
intermission
short,
screens.
5 right short, 70.
Again, it's nothing
6
against you. I'm not
left,
saying that at
130.
all. I'm just saying I went a cheaper route. I knew it was possible. I had to go that way. It just made more sense at the time. I have my emotes and I'm happy with them.
110.
Alexander, give me one moment. As soon as we end up, as soon as we end this stage, I'll read that message, my friend.
Hairpin right. 160. Over finish, 200 to stop. Okay, that's a 6 minute, 6.4.
No, I don't, honestly. My heart rate is extremely low when we're rally racing compared to Formula One. Like, there's been moments in F1 racing when, like, my heart rate mid-race will jump to 120. And, like, sometimes I don't even realize that it's that high. No, I don't think Riptide's here right now. I do not think that Riptide is here right now. He is very busy. He just got back from vacation. I know that. Well, from holiday. I apologize. He just got back from holiday. I'm sure he's probably still trying to get everything used to where he was and get everything back to where it has been. Yeah, no, it does. For sure. It's not only that I think that it's not only that it's captivating. I think it's more about the fact that it's about the wheel-to-wheel racing. Like, when it's just me, do you have any friends who might need my work? I do not know you're right off the top of my head, but I will look into that. I'll let you know. I think it's more about the wheel-to-wheel racing. Like, when it's just me on the track, I know that there's people behind that were, like, going on timing based, but when it's just us, and it's just me and you and the co-driver shouting instructions at me, I almost feel more calm than when there's 12 cars on the grid and we're at the back of the grid and I think the main reason is that I'm always playing extra defensive on Formula One, mostly because of the online lobbies, but I think I'm always so defensive of what is going to happen that I'm always predicting like what might happen in the future, whereas in rally, I have to keep my mind constantly stuck on what we're currently doing because my subconscious is reading and listening to the co-driver and just spitting them back into my brain. Hey, Shadow, welcome in, man. I appreciate you. That's what we're here to do, brother. We're here to... Hopefully, we honestly might, depending on how this career shapes out at the end. I think we're almost at the end of the career. Depending on how the end of this career shapes out, we may be doing some time trials to try and break top 10 in the world. So then you probably have like 65 BPM in taxi life. I will say that my heart rate when I'm just relaxing, like not on stream, just at home chilling, it can be anywhere from 45 to 55 beats per minute, which obviously is pretty low. But again, I would say that I'm a pretty slim person. I'm 5'10". I weigh like 145 pounds on a good day. In rally, you don't need to worry about what stupid thing the guy... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's rally. It's just you and the clock and the time and the co-driver. Exactly. In Formula One, it's all about how many people are on the grid and what they might do in situations where you don't know. Like, you're always predicting what someone else might do, whereas obviously rally is the same thing. Like, you still want to be the fastest one. You still want to predict what other people are doing so you can compare to and beat their times. But it's so much easier to just focus on you and what you're doing in rally, I think, than it is in like a Formula One situation. That's just my opinion, though. We only had to fix the bodywork, so that's a plus.
Get in.
That's a
You're
plus.
running in first. We'll get the car
All
ready.
right.
You just prepare yourself to push for the trophy.
We're running first. Let's change the tires before we do anything. Yes, sir. My heart rate's currently 72, but I'm sitting here in a tiring position. Well, that's probably reason number why. I also just think that everyone's different. Like, my fiance, her heart rate's pretty high compared to mine. But I will say that rally is a lot more calming to me than Formula One. Just because I'm always second guessing what someone else is doing and trying
Start slight left.
to still
60. Good
stay
luck.
on my own line. So it's a lot harder to keep calm in Formula
5,
One than it is in rally,
4,
at least in my opinion.
3, 2, 1. Go. Slight left. 60.
At least in my
Small
opinion.
crest,
Okay, I
80.
didn't think it was going to rain, but I guess
Slight
it's still
left,
raining.
30,
This is the same
slight
start that we
right,
just had.
80. Slowing.
Probably the same
90.
course, just cut in half,
Left
if I
at
had to
junction,
guess.
30. Crest.
Probably the
And
same
four
course,
right.
just cut in
It's
half.
very long.
So as long as we stay at least somewhat consistent
Into crest. 80.
with our time,
3 left.
we should be able to
100.
beat.
Turn. Square right. Unseen. 30. 4 right. Cut. 30.
Sometimes I hit the handbrake a little bit
3
too early.
left.
I think that having an actual handbrake would
And
help
2
that.
right, short of a crest.
It's just, once you start
100.
turning the wheel, it's a lot harder to find the button and hit the e-brake
5
perfectly.
left,
So
half long, 30.
that's just
3 right of a crest.
mostly preference,
140.
honestly. But it's also just me trying to make sure that I can hit the e-brake before we lose anything. As much more experienced player in circuit racing, can you give me a solid advice on how not to die in first every corner right after the start? I find it most dangerous time in circuits. Okay, I would say that starting at the front of the grid leaves you pretty
Start
vulnerable, I'm not
slight
gonna
left,
lie.
60.
Especially in
Good luck.
online lobbies. Gonna head out, but it was good. Hey, Donut, have a good night, man.
5,
Always nice talking to you. Get some
3,
sleep. Hopefully you have a good
2,
day.
1.
And we'll catch you in the
Go
next
slight
stream, brother.
left,
Alexander,
60.
back to what I was saying.
Small crest,
Starting at the
80.
front of the grid in open lobbies
Slight
especially
left,
is
30.
pretty dangerous, I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time,
90.
I would say that the
1
best
left,
form of
junction,
action
30.
would just to
Crest,
intentionally
and
go
right,
deep into the
opens
corner.
very long.
So, like, don't try and even get close to the apex. Just intentionally go outside of the apex so that you
80.
know you've left room.
3 left.
And then
100.
try and use your overtake to catch back up
Square
if you've
right,
lost
unseen,
positions.
30.
If you haven't lost positions, just use your overtake to burn out
30.
away from everybody else to keep you from in that spot of
3
the
left.
striking zone.
And 2 right, short of a crest.
But most of the
1
time, I would say that going deep into the first corner is probably the best plan
5
of action,
left, half long,
especially
30.
starting from the front of the
3
grid.
right of the crest, 140.
My favorite thing to do in online races is start from the very back of the grid and just
Left
see
of
as
right
many
jump,
overtakes as we
40,
can do,
jump,
see how far we can get
and
into the
small
grid.
jump, 50.
Obviously, it makes things
5
a little
right,
bit
tightens, into
more
3 left of the crest,
challenging in terms of just dealing with
small
carnage
crest.
and
into 6 left,
potentially getting crashed way more.
into bump, and crest,
But I think no matter what, in an
into
online
crest,
lobby,
brake,
that's
50,
got to be on your
turn
mind
2
at
right,
least at some
into
point.
6 left, 40,
'Cause that's just what people love to do, is crash other people online.
long crest, 70.
But my best advice would probably be
Slight left,
just go deep into the
60,
corner,
small jump,
burn your
big 5
overtake,
left, tightens, into crest, and 6 right, opens
and
long.
just try and get away from them out of that
Tightens
first
4,
lap, because
50.
if they can't get in the
5
DRS
left,
zone,
40.
it's going to be hard for them to catch back up
5
to you,
right of crest,
especially if you're
tightens 3, and
somewhat
junction,
quick as a
left of
driver.
jump, 50. Right of a big crest,
That's my
brake,
plan of action
50.
usually when we start
Caution,
races
3 left, sharp of a crest,
online.
30. Start slight left, 60. Good luck.
Bro slid me. I lost 5 positions from 12th. Not happy, but good from 40th. Oh, not a bad race. Like your strategy. That's how I roll to overtake as many as possible. Exactly, right there. Shadow even just said that's pretty much the same thing he did.
5, 4, 3.
I do think that that's probably just the best way in terms of
Slight left 60.
preventing your car from just getting
Small
spun
crest,
out into
80.
turn 1.
Slight left 30.
Also, I
Slight
know
right,
some people
80.
who, even if
Slow
they do start from the front of the
90.
grid, like when the 5 red
Left
lights go
at
out,
junction,
they just don't even
30.
drive the car.
Crest.
They will just intentionally wait for everyone to drive past, and then they'll
and
drive.
Right, opens very long.
I'm not saying that that's usually what I do.
Crest,
Like I said,
80.
I just start from the back of the grid and
3
just
left,
drive.
100.
But everyone has their own
Turn,
strategy.
square
Everyone
right,
has their own
unseen,
racing
30.
style. I'd say I'm
Four
pretty
right,
conservative
cut,
compared to
30.
most. I try to force people into
3
a
left.
mistake rather than going for
2 right,
a crazy
shoulder the crest,
like dive bomb,
100.
especially in online. I'd rather make someone
left,
drive
half
themselves
long,
off the
30.
track or outbrake
3
themselves,
right to the crest,
trying to
40.
outbrake me. Because I would say I'm a pretty late breaker in terms of Formula
Left of a
1.
big jump, 40. Jump,
So most of the time it's
small jump,
pretty
50.
hard for someone to
5
end up
right,
side by side with me
tightens to
and
3 left of the crest.
not outbrake themselves.
And small crest. Into 6 left. Into bump. And crest. Into crest.
But again,
brake, 50.
it's all just depending on
Turn,
your own
2
driving
right,
style
into
and
6 left,
how
40.
you drive and how you want to drive.
Long crest.
I would like to
70.
say that I stay on the somewhat
Slight
conservative
left, 60.
side of
Small jump,
racing.
and late 5 left. Tightens into crest. And 6
I
right.
try to be
opens
as
long. Tightens 4, 50.
unbotherable
5
as I can
left,
be.
5 right to the crest. Tightens 3 past junction. And left of a jump.
Okay, we'll
50.
see how much time we lost in that
of a
right
big
there.
Crest, brake, 50.
Because this is just going to keep
Caution,
happening, I
3
feel like.
left, sharp of the crest, 30. 3 right, into crest, into 5 left, 40.
Not great.
5 right, short of the crest.
We were going a little
70,
bit too fast in that
left,
section, I
through
think.
junction, tightens, 40. Right of a big jump, 90.
Little bit
slight
too fast in
right,
that section.
60, 6 right of the crest, opens, into left of a crest, 30. 4 right short. Into slight left, 120.
Lost some
Jump,
time there too.
50. 5 left of the crest, keep in, 40. 4 right of the crest, 60. Left of the crest, 70. Left of a jump, finish, 90. 5 left to stop. Okay, that's a 2-minute 43.1.
Let's see what happens. F1 boy, welcome in. Yeah, I like starting 40th. Anyway, WRC fight time. This Friday I have a scrimmage. Then on the 11th I have my first game as a game against Williamsville East. Nick, that's great to hear, brother. Hopefully the scrimmage goes good. From my experience, sometimes it's better not to fight in the first 1, 2, or even 3 corners. They are dead corners. Sometimes up to 50% or even more players get off the track. 100%, Alexander. 100%. We still had 6 seconds of time even with those 3 mistakes we had. Oh, Charlotte racing. I feel a little bit better, F1 boy. I appreciate you asking. We have 22 seconds time difference. We need to finish 3rd or better. Sometimes I just watch others crush left and right, crash left and right, and it works. Yes, no, that's probably, I would say almost all of lap 1 is moot, unless it's just free positions, like you've said, where people are hitting each other off the track or driving off the track. Like, I almost always try to play passive the whole of lap 1, unless there's windows opening, and then it's just hard to not want to do that. Swedish flag. I'm pretty sure that's where we're racing right now. No, nope. Nope, this is Finland, I believe. If I'm not wrong. Oh, well, that's probably why this setup doesn't feel very good. We're using a setup that's supposed to be for Portugal. So, that's probably why we're having some problems. But hey,
Starts
we're still
40.
P1.
Good luck.
Hey, well, I'm glad I can support your country, my friend.
5.
Let's see if we can't take on
4,
P1 again.
3, 2, 1.
What's the best
Go.
simulator for
Slight
F1
right,
racing?
40. 4 left of the crest.
I mean,
60.
it's impossible not to say iRacing.
100.
The only thing is that most people don't even race the F1 cars on there. If they do race open wheels, it's like the Formula 4 cars.
6 right, into 6 left of the crest, opens.
In my opinion,
Slight left of a crest. 40,
obviously you can't race against other people most of the time, but in my opinion, the best, like, actual Formula 1 feeling is probably Assetto Corsa modded.
50. 5 right of the crest.
But again, like I said, you can't race other people, you're just racing against AI.
4 right of the crest, opens.
When it comes to racing online, I have to be biased to say Formula 1, like just the regular EA Sports Formula 1. Obviously, it's extremely arcadey, but I think it does offer the best wheel-to-wheel racing in terms of actual Formula 1 cars.
Open 6, tightens.
That's just my opinion.
The crest, 50, crest.
I think overall feel is probably Assetto Corsa with mods. You get a couple Formula 1 cars, you get a couple of the Formula 1 tracks. I think that those are the best cars, at least in my opinion, to drive. They're my most fun.
5 right, opens long.
But it's not always fun just racing against the AI, especially since Assetto Corsa's AI isn't exactly the greatest or the smartest.
Small jump and jump 40.
So that can be a little bit of a disheartening factor about the game.
Tightens of a crest, 30, 5 right, opens, 120.
But other than that, I would say that it's pretty close to as what you would probably assume the car would feel like.
Nearly 4 left, cut, brake, 40. Turn, square left, 80.
We're just doing the track backwards. I just now realized that.
Crest into 6 left, long. Tightens 4, pass junction into crest, 50, turn, 1 right. 130.
This is the same track, just backwards.
6 left short, into slight right, 90. Long crest, 60. Finish into 6 right to stop.
We should have plenty of time.
Okay, that's a 2-minute 40.7.
We should have plenty of time. Is it possible to raise the gain on your mic just a tad bit? I can put it closer to my mouth. Let me know how that sounds. You let me know how that sounds, Shadow. I'm assuming it's probably when I'm driving. You probably have a hard time hearing me. If that didn't work, though, I will turn it up just a little bit on the OBS settings. What do you like most in circuit racing, fighting side by side, or anything else? I think there's 3 things specifically that intrigue me most about circuit racing. One is definitely the side by side fighting. I love being wheel to wheel with somebody, especially in areas where you shouldn't be wheel to wheel, but they're giving you the space and you're giving them the space, and that's some of the greatest racing in my opinion. You can't really get better than that. Another one of my favorites is just a simple overtake move. It's a switchback. I mean, everyone here that knows Formula 1 and knows open wheel racing, you know what a switchback is. I love to see someone outbrake themselves and just swerve right on under them and just take off and leave them in the dust. That's one of my favorite things to do. And then just the sheer power of the Formula 1 cars. To feel that much power, even on a simulator where it's not actually like 100% sim. I think that's my favorite part, honestly, is how big the difference is in between like a regular race car and a Formula 1 car, because I don't want to say anyone could race a race car, but they're a lot easier to get up to speed in terms of like you're not going to just step on the gas and lose the car instantly. But if you don't know what you're doing in Formula 1 and you just sit down and you stomp the gas, your car's spinning instantly. And I think I love the fact that it's more about your throttle and your steering angle than it is anything when it comes to actually getting fast in terms of circuit racing. What do you think about NASCAR series? Can you compare it to classic circuits? I like NASCAR, honestly. NASCAR is what I grew up on. My grandparents love NASCAR. They watch NASCAR. My grandmother's favorite driver is Jeff Gordon. Well, was Jeff Gordon. I grew up watching NASCAR. I think obviously it's America's pastime. NASCAR started, if those of you don't know, yeah, I saw that Magnussen got a race ban. It's pretty crazy. I don't know how that works. Do they replace him with another driver, or are they just racing one driver for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix? Like, do they get to replace him, or does he just lose his seat and then they race with 1 out of 2 drivers? I don't know how that works. Kevin Magnussen got a race ban. Ollie takes it. All right, so Ollie Behrman will be racing. Bet that. But no, Kevin Magnussen received a race ban from last weekend because he's received so many penalty points on his license now this year that he actually is qualified for a full race ban. So he cannot race at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So, as F1 Boy said, Ollie Behrman's going to take his seat. It'll be Ollie Behrman and Nico Hulkenberg racing in the Haas next weekend. Is that next weekend or is this weekend? I think it's next weekend. But no, I would say it's hard to compare them to classic circuits. I think my favorite thing about NASCAR is that they've decided to try and open it up more. Yeah, it is next week. They've decided to open it up more. It's not just the oval races. They have the circuit racing and they have the street track racing. Like, I love the fact that they've done more in that. I don't like the way that they formatted the racing anymore. I don't like that it all comes down to one race regardless of how many points you have, how many wins you have throughout the year. Obviously, NASCAR is very challenging, so there's not always more than, like, it's really hard to win more than one race throughout the whole year. But just to think that you could win 4 or 5 races going into the playoffs. If you don't qualify for the first round of the playoffs, you're out. And then even if you do get to the end where it's you versus 3 other drivers, everyone still races at the circuit, but it depends on who finishes the best compared to you 4. So that's the part that I have the most problem with, I think, is just the format of the way they've done it. But I like NASCAR. It's America's pastime. It started in the Prohibition. Those of you who don't know, NASCAR started in the backwoods of Kentucky and West Virginia, just running moonshine and escaping the law. Honestly, if you don't know how NASCAR started, I highly recommend you looking it up. It has a great history. I think that it's one of the greatest histories in the world in terms of sporting events. Just to think that random country people selling moonshine across not random, but some of the most influential people in that time frame pushing moonshine across state lines is how NASCAR even got developed and started. And just to think that, like, that's crazy. They were pushing Model Ts in the midnight of the woods, turning their lights off so the cops couldn't see them driving with their headlights on. Like, it's incredible. Incredible. Yeah, George did have a bottle at turn 1, but he got pushed out wide. I don't know if it necessarily called a bottle. He got pushed out wide, got put on the grass, and then he just couldn't make the turn. Piastri did go for a really aggressive overtake. I didn't think that they would let them fight the way they did, but what are you going to do? And Lando didn't even show up to the post-race debrief. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. You could hear the silence in the room from the cooldown area. P36. Are we in the playoffs yet, Ann? Let me know. Used to race NASCAR.
You certainly impressed the sponsors with your performance.
I love the series. Well, virtual one. I tried to watch it several times on TV, but I just can't watch 3 hours basically the same stuff. Race myself? Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. You like the feel of the car. You like to actually experience the racing yourself, but you don't like the downtime of sitting there and just watching lap after lap after lap. And I understand that 100%. I'm not going to lie. There is sometimes where I have a hard time staying awake for the Formula 1 races even. If I don't get up like out of bed and I just watch it on my phone. If I watch it on my phone, that hurt actually a decent bit. We just lost, what? How many ticks is that? 7? 7 ticks out of our relationship. That's not great. Kimi to Mercedes confirmed. Listen, man, we just lost 2 more ticks. Great. In my opinion, I don't think he's ready. I don't even think he's the best driver in Formula 2 right now. I think it's bold of them to just throw him in the F1 seat. Yes, I know that he had faster cornering speed than almost everybody through Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2, Ascari. So through the Ascari chicane and through Lesmo 1 and 2. So we finished 3rd in the championship. Somehow. I don't know how we finished 3rd. We should have been able to finish 1st. That doesn't make sense. Kushmani. Yeah, he's quick. He's quick, I'm not going to lie. Ann's done racing. Did we make it into the playoffs, Ann? Let me know. I'm interested. We got 3rd in the championship. How did we lose this many benefactor points? What just happened? 73 championship points. We did 20 stages total. We completed 17. We won 11 of them. So it's probably just based on us retiring in some of these areas. I would like more budget. Yeah, I would like more budget. Season 1 done. We burned through Season 1 pretty quick on WRC. We're now through Season 2. I visited Superbike Series real life once. Good experience, but what I learned is it's much better to watch it on TV. I don't have any wish to visit any racing anymore. Yeah, I have a hard time wanting to actually go to the races. Mostly because I like to open up as 4 more races until the playoffs. Got you. Baku 7 a.m. for me. Bordello and F2 did last the first. Racing my old Hispano is fun, but way too expensive. Can't afford for it to break down. Yeah, I can understand that. Right now in this economy, you can't even afford anything. For me, ice hockey is much more fun. Now, I can get into watching hockey. I love watching some hockey, I can't lie. My favorite sport to watch is probably Formula 1, but again, when I do watch the Formula 1 races or like even the practice sessions, if I'm at home, I will load up all 3 monitors and I'll have 10 different screens. Some of them are like Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen's camera. Like I have 4 or 5 different driver cameras that I just want to see their driver perspective. Then I have the regular international broadcast, the track timing, so I can see like where they are on the track. Have to go, man. See you in the next live. Hey, and have a good night, man. We'll see you in the next one. Hopefully you have a good night, get some sleep, and we'll catch you on Thursday if you're here. Do you think McLaren are cheating? No, I don't. Hockey, WRC, and UFC are the most fun sports to watch. UFC's incredible. I didn't even think about that. UFC is incredible to watch. It's been a while since I've watched a UFC fight. I can't lie. I do love watching some UFC fights. I've kind of taken a back step away from it just because I've been focused so much on what we've been doing. Did you try yourself as a commentator? Did you commentate F1 broadcast live like you were working on TV? I did. I put my entry for that. That's what you're talking about. I believe it was last year where you recorded a commentary where you were the broadcaster. I did try that. I don't necessarily have any broadcast experience. I was never in broadcast or journalism when I was in school. The only thing that I had really going for me was my knowledge of Formula 1, and I think I have a decent voice. Obviously, no one wants to hear their voice back to themselves. Everyone thinks that they sound pretty horrible, but I think that there's at least... I watched it since it began. Hoist Gracie was a dog, bro. my top 4 fighters ever. Ooh, Forrest Griffin, Lyoto Machida, George St. Pierre, and Chuck Liddell. Those are probably my top 4. What's your experience outcomes? Did you like it? Would you do this for money professionally? If I was given the chance to commentate, 100% I would do it. 100%. If the opportunity ever arose for me to broadcast any type of racing event, I would be jumping at the heels of that. That is at least my opinion. I would love to be able to broadcast any racing event, more specifically Formula 1, but I wouldn't even need to be paid for it. Honestly, I'd do it for free. I would just do it for the experience and just to be there, like, just to be next to Martin Brundle and hear what he has to say, and like to hear what Crofty has to say, and to hear what Alex has to say. Like, they're all so insightful, and they've been around for so long. I just want to speak to Martin Brundle one time. Like, that would be enough for me. I wouldn't even need anything. Let me commentate the first 4 laps. Let me talk to Martin Brundle before he goes to his start finish walk. And that's all I need, man. That's literally the dream come true right there. Shadow, I knew you would like that, George St. Pierre. Honestly, F1 boy, I would have a hard time naming you 4 NASCAR drivers besides the main ones. Like, in my opinion, I think Jeff Gordon has to be up there. I think Dale Earnhardt has to be up there. I think Junior has to be up there. And Richard Pettis. I almost forgot about the King. How did I forget about the King? Those are probably my top 4, honestly. Like, it's hard because you can go back and nitpick everything and why he has so many race wins and blah blah blah, but to do it that consistently for that many years, like, there's a reason that the Cars movie dedicated Dinoco to the king of NASCAR. Like, they wouldn't have tipped their hat to him if he didn't deserve it. Who has a better rookie season? Are you even... Bro, you cannot be asking that for serious. You really want me to answer who had a better rookie season? Piastri or Hamilton? One of the greatest Formula 1 drivers to step foot on this earth. And someone who's been racing for, I don't know, half of Lewis's life. Currently race on 60% for my level on F1, trying to get it up slowly. Hey, listen. Only one way to do that, my friend. You just keep practicing, keep racing. Obviously, every track is going to be different. Find some of the tracks that you're more comfortable on and try and continuously get better at those ones. And then as you get more comfortable with the car and with the driving, then you'll go into the harder races where you don't feel as comfortable. Yeah, if you think that Piastri had a better rookie season than Lewis Hamilton, you're actually tripping, bro. You are actually tripping. Hamilton had one of the best rookie seasons any driver has ever had, ever. I don't even think Piastri finished on the podium in his rookie season. Lewis's first race in Formula 1, he was on the podium. And then that same year, he won by 56 seconds, I'm pretty sure, in torrential downpour weather as a rookie. Not to mention he won Canada. His rookie season. One of the hardest tracks on the grid, in my opinion. That's why they have the Wall of Champions. He won one of the hardest tracks on the grid his rookie season. There's no way. No way. All right. Going to Rally Sweden. If it wasn't for China, Lewis would have won 2007. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Rally Sweden. We got 3 people on alert, 1 person on standard. We're still on a solo driver event, so maybe we need to sell our second car. Is it possible to broadcast real-life racing events on YouTube by your own initiative? I mean, is it legal, or will they block the stream? As long as you're not streaming the race, if you're just like, if it's just a screen of your face and your reactions and your commentating, there's nothing that they can do about that. Like some of the big names that have like WTF1, they have a podcast. They do that on Sundays. They'll watch the race, but they only ever show their faces. As long as you're not showing something that they have to pay for, that someone else would have to pay for, they can't say anything about it. As long as it's just your face reacting or commentating or broadcasting that way, there's nothing that they can really do.
Rally Sweden.
At least that's the impression that I'm under. I'm sure that there's ways around it. There's ways that they could probably say that they could hear the stream or blah, blah, blah. But I know that as long as you're not straight up just recording the screen and showing everything, then there's really not much that they can do against you or take action to against you. At least that's the impression that I'm under.
5,
All right, it's snowy.
4,
We gotta remember that.
3, 2, 1, 60, go. 3 left sharp at junction and 6 left of the crest, 130.
It's snowing. We have to remember
Slide right to
that.
the crest, tightens into jump, 50. 6 right. And right to the crest, into 3 left, opens, 70. Right of a bump,
Okay. Well, we have to be on the right-hand side of that jump.
slight left, 50. Caution, slight right of a big jump.
I didn't get to read that whole
60,
message.
right to
I'll
the crest,
read it in just one
6 left
moment.
short. Finish.
Who better prime, Lewis or Schumacher? That's a good question. I have to say Lewis, man. I think Schumacher was a dirty driver. Obviously, he won his championships. He's still one of the greatest ever, but I think he knows. I mean, we all know. He races like Max, so you don't really have a chance to become a broadcaster, but maybe you can offer yourself to legal officials for the job. Do you think about becoming a professional commentator? I haven't, no. Honestly, I haven't really thought about it. I know that there's a lot of people that put in a lot of time and effort into becoming broadcasters, especially with their certain, like with degrees and going to college and learning. I would honestly jump at the opportunity, but I don't think I would actively seek the opportunity. I'm happy with what I'm doing right now in terms of just being here with you guys, streaming, trying to make content my main priority. I would love to be a content creator full time. That's the goal, in my opinion. But if the opportunity ever arose, I definitely would jump at it. But I don't think I would go actively seeking for one, just as I don't think that that's the pathway that I would end up down. I would say that, brother, but it's a whole different game, and it would be a little bit out of context right now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 60, go. 3 left sharp at junction and 6 left of the crest, 130. Slight right to the crest, tightens into jump, 50. 6 right, and right of a crest to 3 left, opens, 70, right of a bump,
Too much. Rolled the car 3 times. Yes, I do live in the United States. It's not as popular as I would like it to
3
be,
left, good luck,
in my opinion. I don't think a lot of people know about it in terms of,
3,
like, just
2,
average people.
1, 60, go.
I think
3
that
left
it's,
sharp at junction, 6 left of the crest.
like, if you're a
130,
racing fan, you probably know about it, but
slight
if you
right to
just
the
know
crest,
about
tightens, into jump,
the fact that
50,
there's other racing categories, you probably
right,
don't know what it is or
and
why
right
it's
of the crest,
so
into 3 left, opens,
prestigious
70,
as it is.
right of a bump,
I just don't think it's advertised as much, and I also think that
slight left, 50,
up until Liberty
caution,
Media
slight right
owned
over
it,
big jump,
I don't
60,
think that
right of the crest,
the U.S. was
6
really
left short,
considered a target
and
market,
6 right, long,
and now I think
to
things
left
have
of a
changed
jump,
a little
and right
bit,
of a jump,
and now it's
70,
trying
5
to
right
kind of
short,
be
50,
more targeted towards
right of the crest,
the United States.
30,
That's kind of why everyone
left of
thinks
the
that they've
crest,
added all
to
the
4
races
left of the crest, 80,
in the United States,
crest, slowing,
which obviously could be
70,
a very well reason that they did.
crest, 60, turn, 1 right short, 80,
I think that if you were to compare both,
6 left, don't count,
NASCAR's probably
90,
more popular than Formula One in the United States,
slight left of the crest,
but
130,
I don't think that there's anything that comes close
5 left short, keep in,
to the
60,
NFL,
5
and that's
right,
just based on
70,
pure viewership. Like,
crest,
in the United
160,
States alone, I don't think that anything comes close besides the World
slight
Cup
right,
every 4
100,
years. Like,
left of the crest, 70,
the NFL's probably the most
and
watched
6
and
left,
talked
keep
about
in,
thing in
70,
the United States.
slight right, 80, 5 right
Those
sharp,
of you that don't know what the
cut,
NFL
to
is or
slight
stands
left,
for, that's
40,
American football.
5 right short, of a crest, don't cut, and 5 left, opens, and slight left, long, 50.
Wait, said a tree. Smacked it. If you were to ever get F1 Creator Series, would there be time for WRC? Of course. What's the secret of the NFL success? Well, for one, it's been around for as long as I can remember. I don't even know when it started. For, like, in all honesty, I really have no clue when it started. I think it's mostly about the fact that it's a monopoly. Like, as much as they don't want to talk about it, they own Sunday. And Sunday used to be God's day, and it still is to a lot of people. But to a lot of the United States, Sunday is football. And it's just crazy to say that out loud, because it really is just a monopoly. Like, they own a lot of the broadcasting rights, and I also think it's just, I don't know. I really just think it's just Americans being stupid, just wanting to hit each other. Honestly, I can't even lie. Because really the biggest complaint that they've had, 100% is a culture thing. 100%. 100% culture. It's also just like, if you grow up in Texas or like Tennessee, like, there's certain states in the United States that are known as football country. Like, you can't live in Texas and not at least try football one time. Like, that's just, they just don't accept it. It's just one of those things where, like, it is a, like, even the state where I live, Ohio. Yeah, exactly. If you've never seen the movie, go check out the movie Last Boy Scout Football. It is a good one. I just think, honestly, baseball is referred to as America's pastime, but I think a lot of people consider baseball to be boring. And this is just me being 100% critical of everything I can be. I think that it's mostly just about the fact that there's hard hits. Like, just seeing someone absolutely get clammed on the field. And, like,
Starts.
I'm not saying that it's nice to see someone get hurt, but I would say that a majority of people want to see a hit where someone gets hurt, and that's not cool in my mind. That's the biggest gripe with the NFL now, is that they're trying to make it safer, and all of the fans hate it. It's basically like the Halo when they added the Halo to Formula One. Exactly. No, Alexander, you hit that one pretty much right on the money, man.
3 left. Good
There's certain states where football is like the biggest
5,
thing
4,
in that state,
3,
and it's very
2,
easily known.
1.
Even
Go
though
60.
they talk about
3 left sharp.
America's
At
pastime
junction.
being
6
baseball,
left of a crest. 130.
there's probably 1 or 2 states in this country
Slight right of
that
crest.
prioritize
Tightens.
baseball
Into jump.
over
50.
football. I
6
don't live in
right.
one of them, unfortunately.
Right of a crest. Into
I live
3
in a
left.
football state.
Opens. 70.
This is going to be really hard. I live in a football state.
And
They
crest.
prioritize football
10.
here pretty heavily.
Slight
I will
left.
say that
50. Caution. Slight
it's a little
right.
bit unfair
Jump.
because
60.
the Football Hall
Right
of Fame is in
crest.
Canton,
6 left
Ohio.
short.
I live in
And 6
Ohio,
right
so it's
long.
like the Hall of Fame is in our state, so that's why I think it's a little bit more push
50.
in a state like ours.
Right of a crest.
But Texas
30.
is just known for football. Like,
Left of a crest. Into 4 left of a crest. 80.
if you talk to someone from the United States and you ask them what Texas is known for, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say guns,
Crest. 60. Turn.
hot
Right
weather,
short.
and
80.
football. Now, I don't know why, but I
6
I
left.
promise you,
Don't
that's
cut.
just
90.
that's what most people associate Texas with. That's what most
Slight left
people,
of a
even
crest.
from Texas,
30.
associate Texas with.
5 left short. Keep in. 60. 5 right. 70.
But yeah, I think it's
Crest.
a lot to
160.
do with the culture, and it's a lot to do with just the implement.
Slight
Once
right.
it's
100.
there, I think people have a hard time changing
Left of a
anything.
crest. 70.
And like I said earlier,
Crest.
they pretty much
And
own
6
Sundays
left.
now.
Keep in.
Like,
70.
I hate saying it like that,
Right 80. 5 right sharp. Don't cut. To
but
slight
when you
left,
have more people
40.
watching football games and you have going to
5 right
church,
short
and
of a crest.
the
Don't
NFL
cut.
makes
And
more money
5
than
left, opens.
most churches combined,
And slight
it's
left,
hard not to
long,
say that as a
50.
comparison. Because they're both on
6 right
Sunday,
short of a
but
crest. 160.
most of America chooses to watch football.
Crest 50. Small jump 40. Slight right. Half long. Break.
Or
to
American
6 left
football,
of
I
crest,
apologize.
50. 5
Apologies
right,
to my
200,
European viewers.
slowing. Slight right. 40. Turn square left. Widens. And 5 left. Long.
Too
30.
fast, too fast, too fast.
Late 2 right. Long. Don't cut.
We were going
50.
way too fast in that one.
3 left, 40. 4 right short, don't cut.
Get off of the hill,
And
man.
6 left, 110.
Somehow we're still making up time, though.
4 left, long, tightens. And 6 right to the crest, 140.
We're not going to make up time doing that. I thought we were going to slide right into that
Slight
pedestrian,
right,
I'm not even going to
don't
lie.
cut, 40, 2 left short of a crest, and 6 right. 30, 2 left short, 210.
We're going a little bit too fast through some of these sections, and that's my fault. Trying to push the car too
Tightens,
fast.
3, half long, 40.
I have heard of
Late
Van
3
Black.
left, half long, tightens.
That would be
6 right to the
insane.
crest, long.
I have heard of
3
it.
left short
I have heard of that
crest,
color.
180.
It's the deepest black color that there is.
Slowing, slight right, and slight left.
I didn't
don't
know it was
cut,
legal to put on
40,
cars.
caution, 3 right, tightens, 30, 3 left, opens, 30.
I
2
thought it
right
was
short,
illegal to put on a
40,
car.
5 left of a crest.
Maybe I'm wrong about that.
And bridge, into 6 left, don't cut, and 6 right, long. Into crest.
That would be
late 4
fire,
left,
though.
Don't cut, 60. 6 right, tightens 4, long tightens 60. Turn hairpin left, unseen. 40, narrows, 4 left, 90.
That was pretty nice.
3 right, opens, 50, slight left, over bumps, 90.
You gotta stay out of the ditch,
3
though.
left, 120. 6 right to the crest, very long.
Stay out of the
Tightens
ditch.
4, keep in, 30, 3 left, 40. 4 right to the crest, half long. And slight left, half long. And right to the crest, 60.
Maybe the class leader's
6
time's
left
messed
crest,
up.
tightens
Still
3,
we just need to
50.
push like it's normal.
4 right, 50.
I have a hard time
jump,
believing that we have an
100.
18-second lead with all these mistakes
5
we've
right,
made.
Half long to bump. And slight right. Into right of the crest.
It's not that it's
20.
impossible. But we just did a barrel roll and somehow we're still in the lead.
4 left. Into crest. To 4 right. Half long.
Not in
opens,
Sweden.
30.
Oh, see, I didn't even think about that. I'm pretty sure it's illegal in the United States.
3 left short. Don't count.
I might be wrong about
30,
that.
3 right. Into crest. 130.
But I'm pretty sure it's illegal in the United States to paint a car fully Vanta
Caution,
black.
3 left of a jump. Tightens. 150. Over finish to stop.
Like I think you can make like your accessories that, or you can make it an accent color. But I don't think it can be the primary color on the car. At least I'm under that impression. I might have to look that up for the next time we go live. I find American thinking are culturally more about money, and it works with every American. I find your brains are culturally more focused on money. 100%. So I'm asking about NFL in a sense of commercial patterns. I mean, do you find any certain things that work in terms of making money? Is there something that we can learn from the NFL businessmen? That's a good question. Espanol Souza was a true luxury coach builder, which competed with the likes of Rolls-Royce and Bugatti. That's an interesting fact, Shadow. I never knew that. Appreciate the schooling, my brother. I did not know that. Alexander, that's a good question, man. I've never thought about it like that in terms of how they make their money or how they're so successful. Honestly, I would say that most of the time, a majority of their money comes from companies trying to buy Super Bowl ads, because from my understanding, a 30-second Super Bowl ad is like $3 million, and if you want a 60-second Super Bowl ad, it's like $7 million. Super Bowl is like 3 hours long. You have to think that's probably maybe an hour's worth of commercials. 20 companies pay for a 60-second time slot. That's 140 million right there. And that's just for the advertising rights during the Super Bowl. And then you have places like Huntington Bank that want to put their name on the stadium, so they'll buy or donate a large amount of money to a certain team, so that way their team, that like Mercedes-Benz Stadium for the Falcons, Mercedes-Benz themselves donates, I think it's like $80 million a year to the Atlanta Falcons to keep their name on the stadium. So I think it's partly promotion, and it's partly just because they know there's going to be so many eyes on it. So I don't even think it's necessarily about the businessmen currently. It's about whoever built it into the American mind that football was so important. Because that's where people make their money, is the advertising and the naming rights of things. At least in my opinion. I could be completely wrong about that, but Super Bowl most expensive time slot goes to Michael Jackson. What do you mean by that? Do you mean like a singer? Like halftime performance? Is that what you're talking about? Or what? What are we talking about? But how to get into people's minds? Listen, that's a good question. I I try not to think like that. I try not to think like that because it's a very invasive way to think, and it's very what's the word? It's a pest-like way of thinking. Like, I'm not saying that they should disregard it because obviously it works for them now, but you know what, Alexander? I'm gonna do some research tonight when we get off stream. I'm gonna look into a little bit more about the NFL, see how they make a lot of their money, see necessarily how they got such a stranglehold on the United States. Listen, I just know that when you start to pay teams to go to Brazil to play the first game of the season, and there's the England game that they have every year, like. There's always 2 games in England every year, and there's going to be at least 1 game in Brazil every year. I think they're trying to expand it more. I just think that if you are good enough and you're strong enough and you're from a country like the UK or Sweden or Israel or Pakistan, if you're from any of those countries and you are built like an NFL player, most of the time those people end up playing rugby. At least that's the impression that I'm under. Looks like when it comes to getting into the mines, you start to see things through your personal moral code. Like how not to hurt others. Do you think those business... No, there's no chance. I think that 480 of the CEOs of the top 500 companies in the United States don't have a moral compass. They don't have a human being compass, and they don't feel regret or guilt. Maybe they do, and they can just live it. They can just eat all of their pain away with the money they earn. But no, I truly don't believe that those giant multi-conglomerate successful corporations had a businessman with a moral compass. Because ultimately, when you look back at how some of the greatest companies started, most of them have a sideways story that was, they were either bending the law and had to create a new law to prevent them from doing that, or they went completely out of the bracket of where normal people would think to take it to that next step to make more money. I love the way that you think, and I love the way that you're making me think tonight, Alexander. I would love to get into just a conversation with you, just generally. I don't know if English is your first language. It seems like you know a lot of English, at least in typing form. So I'm assuming that you are pretty much understanding of what I say. I am in the process of learning Spanish and French. I'm trying to learn both at one time. I took Spanish in high school, so it's not really like I'm learning from the ground up. I'm learning French from the ground up right now, but that's just me trying to become more in tune with my viewers, connect to more people, and to just not be as uncultured as I am. I think that when you're born and raised in America, you get told that we're so much better than everybody else and that we don't have to learn about everybody else and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And it just starts to seep into these people's minds. And then they end up into the NFL world, or they end up in the NBA world. Like, they don't want to be a part of any other sport that's not based in the United States. If that makes sense. Look up the video, Michael Jackson Super Bowl XXV11 1993 halftime show remastered performance. All right, Shadow, I got you, brother. I'm going to copy that message. Give me 1 second. I'm going to screenshot that so that way when the stream's done, I don't forget. Thank you for that. I'll look that up as soon as the stream's done. Dentographers, get some sleep, man. Hopefully it works good for you tomorrow. I look forward to racing with you on Thursday. I hope that you had a good time practicing tonight. Remember to take it one day at a time. You can't jump into it and expect to be perfect. Focus on one thing every day, whether it's trail braking or steering angle or your power sensitivity. Just focus on that. I do appreciate you stopping by, though. I hope you have a good night, man. Get some sleep. We'll see you in the next stream, whether or not you're here or not, to race with us or not.
Starts long crest, 60. Good luck.
All right, 6.5 miles. Let's see what we got. Alexander, I'd have to say that's probably right. Again, I can't speak for every American.
5,
Everyone's different,
4,
regardless of where you
3,
grow up.
2, 1.
I think it has a lot to do with your childhood and the way you're raised.
Slight right to the crest.
One of
50.
my mother's favorite sayings when we were growing up is, the smaller the house, the bigger the love. And basically what that means is just like, the smaller the area that we have to spend together, the more time we spend together. So if you live in a mansion, you don't see your family very often. You're in your room, you have to go hunting for your family. Like, if there's only 3 rooms in the house, there's only so many places where you can go, and you end up spending a lot more time with your family. And I think that family time means the most, not only in the world, but in the way that you come up in the world. The more time you spend with family, obviously depending on the family that you grow up with, you can go one way or the other, whether or not it's a good family or a bad family. If you grow up in a perfect household, you can end up rebelling because you grew up in such a perfect household. If you grew up in a bad place, you could end up being perfect because you grew up in such a bad place. Or you could end up the same way that you grew up. I do think that the way that just business is talked about in America, it's starting to become a little bit less about morals and more about how much money you could potentially make.
4 right short, don't cut into crest, and 3 left, 60.
I don't want to say that most Americans don't have morals, because a lot of my friends and the people I spend my time with, I would like to say are of the same values as I am. But I do think that when you talk about just countries in general, I think that the United States does have some of the people that, more of the people that don't care about necessarily who they hurt or what they do to other people. It's just about how successful they can become in their own life. And don't get me wrong, everyone wants to be successful. Maybe not everyone, but I've always wanted to be successful. I grew up wanting to be a movie star. Like, it's impossible for you not to want to have a little bit of that affection, at least in my opinion. I grew up kind of always wanting that, like, not necessarily attention, but kind of just the affection that, like, I feel towards some of the people that I've watched on TV. Like, it's gonna sound kind of corny, but I feel like there's been some movies and some shows and characters that have changed my outlook on my own life. Like, whether or not it's a show based on real events or not, like, if it's just a made-up show, sometimes those people can have an impact on who you are as a person. And I've always wanted to even feel somewhat similar.
40. 4 right, 40. 5 left, tightens.
I don't know how many times we just rolled,
brake, 30, 6 right, over bump, 60,
but it was way too many.
turn square left. 70, long crest.
It was way too many, I know that.
And 6 left, 90.
We just rolled at least
5
6
right,
times.
don't cut, 100.
That was
6 left,
crazy.
crest, 100.
That was crazy.
Crest, 90. 5 left short, 100.
We hit a ditch and the
5
car
right
said,
short,
"Ah,
don't cut,
it's time to flip."
and crest, slowing, 70. Turn 2
That was
right
actually
short,
nuts.
into 3 left, over bridge, 80. 5 right.
It's these little
half
ditches
long,
that are getting into me.
into crest, 30.
Give me 1 second,
36
Alexander.
right
I'll
over
read that.
crest,
I'll read both
70.
those messages in just one moment, my
Dip,
friend.
90. 5 left of the crest, into dip, sudden, 3 left, short, into crest, and 4 right, 80. Left of a jump, 150.
Well, we lost a lot of time there, but maybe we can make it up here.
Jump 120. 5 left, tightens of the crest, keep in 100, slight right of the crest,
Maybe not.
very long, don't cut, 50.
Maybe not.
Slight right of the crest, 80. Slowing, 6 right, and late 3 left, half long, tightens, 90.
Not another barrel roll.
1 right, don't cut, 100.
If we even finish in the top 3
3 left,
after
opens,
rolling the
40.
car,
4 left
possibly
short of
10
the crest,
times,
50.
I'll be happy.
4 right to the crest, half long, 90.
Reminder, we are on
3
90
short,
difficulty.
Don't cut, and right to the crest, 80. 4 left, 30.
We will probably turn it up to
3
100%
right,
at some
don't
point
cut,
during
4
this
left to the
season.
crest, don't cut, 70. 6 right,
But right now we're at 90% out of 100.
and 4 left. Over finish.
Let's see where we end up.
To stop. Okay, that's a 5.
We do have a 5-second corner cutting
33.8.
penalty though. Thought the screen was in 3 sections. Oh, that's funny. Interesting conversation. So you think that there are roughly 2 types of people: the one with moral code and the businessmen who care about economics and money. This is an interesting situation because on one side, people with moral code will judge negatively the others without moral code, but at the same time, those moral people work for businessmen, and those jobs allow many people to live, buy things. So not having morals in exchange for economics isn't that bad. That's a good way to think about it, I guess. We still took P1. That's actually insane. that's actually insane. Even with the 5-second time penalty, we flipped the car like 7 times. We're still P1. That's insane. So I will say this: not every company lives and breathes off of someone that doesn't have a moral code. I just think that when you start to look at some of the biggest companies in the world, those companies that do employ a lot of those people that you're talking about, I think that it's hard not to say that they don't have, that they have any morals, because some of the actions that, like, I've worked for big corporations, I've worked for mom and pop shops, I've worked for myself, I've worked for big corporations that span across the entire United States. I've worked for only my uncle, who is just a mom and pop shop where it's just him, me, and my family working in the pizza shop. I've worked for companies that are local that I think that some of those are the best. A mom and pop shop where it's just a family-owned, operated business, those are oftentimes very hard to grow and become successful, because most of your money is spent on paying workers and paying people. And yeah, there's no friend. Yana, you just hit it pretty much on the money, dog. There's no friends in business. And it's hard to think like that. But ultimately, that's kind of the way that it has to be. Like, that's the way you have to treat it, because someone's going to step on your neck to get to the next opportunity. That's the way that I've always looked at life, is even though you care about your people and you care about the people that you work with or for, it's not always the same. It's not always the same road that you're given. I've been mistreated by a lot of employees where I felt like I've given them my all, and I think that that's kind of where I feel that, where that's not every situation. Some employees and some employers are have a great relationship in terms of they know that you're a good worker, they know that you're value to their company, they know that without you that they wouldn't be where they are currently. But I also think that most of the time, there it is right there. Oh my, how many times did we just flip the car? Actually, hold up. Please back up. I need to know. I need to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. we flip it. We barrel rolled 8 times. When there's success, there's often sacrifice. Iana, you couldn't have said that one any better, man. You couldn't have said that one any better. Wow, that's deep. When there's success, there's often sacrifice. Wow. Wow.
Starts 100, 4 right. Good luck.
That's pretty deep right there. That's some philosophical reading.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go 100.
Also, just to bring it back up, I know that we have some new viewers in here tonight, but we are going to be starting the book of the week this week. I'm going to be posting a book that I think that helped change my mentality, but also helped change the way that I look at certain things, for better and for worse, in terms of whatever it might be. Most of the books that I'll be recommending in the beginning are going to be about personal finance and investing and just growing in terms of that way. I do have a couple recommendations that are just based upon your own actions and how you might become a better leader or be able to control a situation better. I think some books can lead you down a manipulative path. Like if you follow it for what it is, some books can be very manipulative in terms of how you should act or how they think you should act.
Caution, 5 right.
Again, though, I think that when it comes down to it, if you have that many people working with you or for you, it's almost impossible to not be manipulative, because at some point they all have to feel the same pride that you felt for the company, or they won't do nearly as much work as you expect them to. That's a rock. That's a rock. Well, COVID killed my business as a bakery shop. Bakery shop owner. I had 3 shops, all gone. Oh. Let's look at it from this from a different angle. We can often hear business tips that say the key to success is to create something useful and valuable to care about other people. But is it really true? Isn't it just about using other people's weaknesses, getting into minds, like you said, and basically manipulate? For example, what is useful and valuable in the NFL product? Do they really create something good for people, or just use and manipulate people? The only thing good, see, this is the way I compare the NFL. Those of you who know the Colosseum and the Roman gladiators, that is pretty much how I compare the NFL. It is entertainment-based situations because they want you distracted from certain things that are going on, whether it be in society, in your current country, in the world, whatever it might be. The more we talk about this, I don't want to end up down the conspiracy theory path, but I am a firm believer that a lot of the things that we divulge in currently are 90% for entertainment and 10% for it's maybe 70% entertainment, 30% distraction. If you are a part of the NFL as a product of the system, 9 times out of 10 you come out with brain injuries, you're worse off than you were when you started. Yes, you have a lot of money, but most of those people end up broke. I think it's like 75 or 85% of the NFL players end up bankrupt 5 years after retirement because they blow through their money while they're playing. They don't know how to operate when they aren't playing, and when you pretty much give your whole life up to one thing, and that's all you want to do is become an NFL player and become a great football player. Once it's done, it's almost like you've lost a piece of yourself. Like, you don't know who you are anymore as a person. I think we just talk about business and how to make it, not about. I mean, listen. Ultimately, it's all tied in the same hand, in my opinion. Again, especially when you consider the NFL as, yes, it is a business and it's one of the most profitable businesses there is. But again, it's hard for me to not compare it to the Coliseum of the gladiators fighting, because again, there was no real reason for those people to be hurting themselves and to be killing each other. It was for entertainment-based purposes to keep people off of the real task at hand of what was going on in Rome. I'm not saying that that's why these things were created. I'm just saying if you compare them bare bones to bare bones, the NFL and the Roman Coliseum are extremely similar. Even all of the other sports, like hockey, for example, they're all very, very similar in terms of it's just an entertainment purpose, but it's more about distracting everyone else to keep them divided. Again, I don't want to go too deep into this, but I just think that is one of the biggest things in terms of how they are so successful. Is it's engraved in some of these people's brains that they think that they can't not watch it, because it's like it's almost like un-American if they don't. I don't know.
3, 2, 1.
It's an interesting point of view. So you say it's entertainment-based stuff, and then you say it's about some sort of reality escape, right? Do you think the nature of entertainment is reality escape? I think that's why. I think that's
Go.
why
100.
a lot of the entertainment was created. For instance, let's just talk about the pyramids real quick. I don't want to say who I think built them or whatever, but I'm just saying, let's live off the fact that there was people in Egypt and in Mexico, and I can't remember where all the other pyramids are, but let's just say that those were people like us who built those pyramids. Now, let's say that they used their technology to advance in civilization and to not turn it into an entertainment form, as in creating TVs, putting people on the couch, creating movies, creating TV shows. Like, I do think a lot of it is based upon the fact of just trying to keep people in their seat and not asking questions. Now, could I be 100% wrong? Sure, I could be way off in right field with this. But I also think that some of it is, like, it goes hand in hand, I think, in my opinion. I don't think that you can take one without the other, and it's almost like a video game. Like, people use their own sports teams and their own, like, love for the sport as a way to get out of reality. So yeah, I do kind of think that some of it is used as a reality escape, but I also think some of it is used as a distraction form. We cut way too early. In terms of just keeping people away from asking questions or trying to figure out what's really going on. Like,
50, crest, 40,
I don't know.
5 left, don't cut, opens,
Again,
90,
I could be way off in left field with this.
3 right,
I could be reading into things more than I should be.
Short, 70. Slight left of
But I
crest.
also could be right on the money. And we would never know,
5 left
ultimately.
short, don't cut,
We really
100.
wouldn't.
5 right
But
short,
this is the
70.
way that I've felt for a
Left of
long
crest,
time, not just in the recent years. This is the way I felt
6 right,
probably for
90.
about 10 years, since I was about 14 years old, maybe.
And slight right. Into
I
crest,
just-
slowing.
I have a hard
40.
time trusting in general, so that does not help.
Square right.
But when you add on all the other things
40.
into that, it just
6
starts
left, over bump,
it starts to
40.
become a little bit fishy, in
5
my
left
opinion.
short. And 5 right, tightens. Into 5 left, half long, don't
But
cut.
again, just my opinion. I don't want
6
to
right to the crest, 40.
I don't want to make anyone think the way I think.
Short,
If
4
I've
left,
made you
4 right to the crest.
question
And
some things
5
tonight,
left, 40.
I love to hear that, but I don't want to
5
make
right.
you change your own
And late
opinion
6
on
left of a crest,
however the
60.
world may be, because that's not my place.
Right,
It's
don't
your own
cut.
place to change
And
your own
6 left of
opinion,
the
but if I
crest,
give you a way to
60.
think about it,
Right
I'd
of the
I'd
crest.
love to hear that too.
Into bump, and 2 left, don't cut.
I'm not saying that it's all bad, because like I said, I personally feel like there's been
Slowing
certain
left of the crest.
movies
50,
or TV
turn,
shows
one
or
left,
characters
slight
from
right,
TV shows that
100.
have changed me as a person. As much so as like my parents have, in my opinion.
Caution,
Whether or
slight
not
right
it's
to
just
the
the way
crest,
I've been
into bump.
acting or the way I
So
treat
three
people
right, 80.
or how I carry myself. It's a multitude of
Four
things that
left,
you could think
tightens,
about.
120 over bumps.
But I honestly think that
Slight right,
it's mostly just to
slowing.
keep people away from
Into jump.
asking real questions, to
Into
asking
6 right, long,
the serious questions, to keep them
and 3 right,
stuck to the
tightens,
couch,
30,
to
2 left,
just keep people away from
and
asking
6
the
left,
hard
don't
hitting
cut,
questions,
slight
honestly.
right, slowing 70, turn square left,
We're already in
slight right to
the
crest,
day and age where
100.
people don't want to ask hard questions, even if it's to a friend. People have a hard time asking the hard
6
questions.
right,
I feel like we've
half
lost a lot of
tightens 5,
car
30,
power out of this run.
6 left, 60,
Maybe the engine's overheating.
3 right, into crest, and 3 left, don't
Usually the
cut,
overheating
140.
symbol would be right there though. And we'd be able to see it. And it's not on right now.
Slight left of the crest, 70. 3 left.
Just one moment,
opens,
I'll read all
50.
those chats, I promise y'all.
3 right, very long.
Just one moment. We got 2 more splits left.
Jump, 120, slowing. 6 left, 40.
2 more
Turn,
splits
right
left and
short
I'll read
to
those
5 left
chats.
of the crest, 150.
Curtis is lurking. Welcome in, brother.
Crest, 90. 6 left, over bump, 160. Late 6 right, over crest, 90.
We finally got into 5th gear.
Slight right to the crest, very long.
Maybe we can make our time
50.
up here.
Bump, 110.
I haven't taken my foot off the gas for probably a good 20
160.
seconds.
Left of the crest, 190. Crest, 180.
Yeah, I've literally been full pin this entire time.
Crest, 100. Caution, late 5 right, 40. 4 right. And slight left.
No. Now come on, you're gonna give me a
Into
reset
crest,
penalty? I was
40.
about to 360 that.
Crest, 130. Over finish.
Well, we probably lost
3
a lot of
left
time there.
to stop. Okay, that's a 6 minute, 12.5.
6:12. Let's see where we ended up. 24-second difference. I think we just lost P1. I think we go P2 out of that. Yes, 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 yes. Huge. Okay. Just another thing to gamble on. Different sports for different folks. Also true. I didn't even think about that. A personal friend, Henrik Larsson, a known soccer player, is, as you say, bankrupt today. Man, I know Larsson, legend at Celtic. Man, I just think life is all about the opportunity you create for yourself and being in the right place at the right time. That right there is perfect. Being in the right place at the right time, seizing the opportunity that you're given, and a little bit of luck. There's a little bit of luck involved in everything in life. I do think that it's more about being in the right place at the right time, but it's also just about seizing that opportunity. If you see something in front of you, you have to take it in that moment. Because if you don't, someone else will. Back to Alexander's questions. Okay, then what question do these businessmen don't want customers to ask? And how is it tied with the money stream? I mean, does not asking questions make money? Is it a business model or anything? Is the NFL about not asking questions? Is it about making people's lives easy, just eat and watch? And if so, how is it made from the business model perspective? Can we learn any techniques from the field? Yo, Alexander, you hit me with some deep questions tonight. Well, for one, up until I think it was like maybe 2019, the NFL didn't want to accept the fact that they've given people severe brain damage and killed people because of how hard their heads have been hit repeatedly over and over again. Those of you who don't know what I'm talking about CTE. It is an extreme form of head trauma that's caused by multiple contusions and collisions in the brain. And there's a movie called Concussion that Will Smith plays. He does a great portrayal in that movie. That is a real, I think his name's Dr. Bennett Amalu, if I'm not mistaken. That is a real gentleman. That's a real person who went against the NFL. And only then have they admitted that they've given people life damage. Like, some of these people go home and they don't know who they are, and they can't operate the way that they used to because of how much they've been hurt just by trying to entertain people. That's simply it. These people will go home and forget that they're home because of how much brain injuries they've sustained over the years. And I'm not saying that they're not at least a part of that, because you sign up for hard contact sports when you sign up for football. But again, there should be more money developed in terms of player safety, player cognitive ability, and just the overall awareness of the situation, because up until 3 years ago, they didn't even want to acknowledge the fact that it was because of something that they've done. They've been sweeping it under the rug since the 90s, maybe even before then. They spend multiple $1 million every year burying lawsuits from important families and important people who have lost their loved ones, lost family members, and lost fathers and people of their family just because the NFL doesn't want to accept their own wrongdoing. Now, do I think that has a little bit of a part into the money that they make? 100%. Because like I said, some of the most watched sporting events and some of the most valuable history are the hardest hits in the world. Those of you who know Sean Taylor, he has some of the greatest hits in the NFL history. His highlights are some of the most rewatched highlights in all of the NFL. And they're almost all just devastating hits on other opponents. Now, I'm not saying I haven't taken my time and enjoyed those hits, because they're still great hits. But when you start to think about the other people and how those things are affected, like the targeting, they didn't used to even call targeting. It used to not be something that they cared about. Or the receiver. When Ray Lewis was standing in the middle of the field and your quarterback wasn't Tom Brady and he would just throw it right at Ray Lewis, there didn't used to be a defenseless receiver rule. You used to be able to, as soon as the receiver put his hands out, he was getting laid out every time. And now it's completely different, to where you can't actually try to tackle or hurt the receiver unless they've got their hand on the ball or at least touched the ball in that sense. So I do think that plays a big part in the role in terms of how they don't want people asking questions, because the more people open their eyes to what is actually going on, and like the lidocaine, like you used to tear your ACL and roll your ankle in the 90s, you would go into the locker room, they would shoot, I don't even know what they shoot anymore, but it was morphine mixed with lidocaine, mixed with probably cocaine. They would put it in a syringe, shoot it into your arm, and you'd get sent right back onto the field. Like, that's insane. And they denied doing that for 20 years. I don't necessarily think it's a good model, but obviously it's profitable. I mean, clearly they make profit. That's obvious. But again, I think that you have to compare it to the Roman Colosseum days, because those people used to literally kill each other. Like, it was just a one-on-one battle to see who would win to the death. And there was 20,000, 30,000 people in the stadium just watching these people literally fight to the death. So I think it's just basic primal instinct of wanting to see other people get hurt. Like, I hate to say it like that, but for some reason people enjoy watching other people get hurt or damaged or to the point to where they can't move or can't live. Like, I don't like to say it like that, but again, just like pointing back to the Coliseum days, like it's all the same. There was 30,000 people watching those gladiators fight to the death. Hey, Speed, I appreciate that, by the way. Don't think I let that message go unnoticed, my friend. I need another drink of water, though. I can't lie to y'all.
It's paid off nicely, I reckon. You got some good stage time in, and you caught the eye of the sponsors.
I apologize.
Access to some of their better vehicles.
I apologize. I should not have coughed without muting the mic there. Wow. I am probably going to have to drink some honey tonight.
Okay, so we're in a good spot right now. Max is happy.
Probably going to be drinking some honey tonight. That one hurt. Pretty bad. Alright, well, we need to get rid of our other car. Because we don't even have a teammate. So, what is more important? The fight damage die or brainwash people's minds? Ah. F1 boy, welcome in. You're asking such hard questions, Alexander. In my opinion, I think the priority is the brainwash. It's about keeping people distracted from what's currently going on or what could be currently going on in the world. Again, just my opinion. Could be completely wrong. Could be way off topic, but I really don't think I am. I really do not think that I am. Could we pay this guy? Engine repair. For 30K though. We don't have 30K to waste, my friend. We don't have 30K to spend on talent right now. I just ain't got it like that. Okay, we can maybe do... Actually, we should probably do this one. Yeah. We should buy... H1 four-wheel drive or H2 four-wheel drive. Let's check. Let's check. We don't want to be in the builder. Give me the filters. All right, so we can drive the Golf GTI or the Mini Cooper. 84 horsepower or 195 horsepower. We're going to drive the Golf. We're going to drive the Golf. Yeah. I think that's the best way. Rally Sweden with the Golf GTI. Okay. Give me one moment. Let's see if we can find the car that we need. H2 front wheel drive. Volkswagen. Golf GTI. Four wheel drive. European, Croatia, Greece. Wow. I think it's going to be snowing, though. That's the only downside to us not getting a setup.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the opening round of this thrilling championship here at Rally Sweden. I don't think any one team can be fully confident of their strategy going.
We're going to try the European setup.
Let's have a look at the standings now, and it's a clean start for the champion.
Let's try the European setup and see what it feels like. Yeah, I was gonna say we don't have anything saved. I know that for a fact. This is probably gonna be too aggressive. This is probably gonna be too aggressive. We'll extend the gears just a little bit. We'll shorten. We'll shorten the final drive, fifth gear, just by a little bit to keep the car from. See, this is where I think that it means the most, because I think it's not going to drive well in the snow. Some of these aren't even matching up in terms of the actual numbers. Two miles service area. Doesn't look like we can do any shakedowns, which means we're driving with one set of tires for like 9 miles.
And here we go, the first rally of the event for this pairing. The fans are ready for some action, and this crew will be looking to settle into their rhythm for the event.
All right, let's get into it. This is probably the last one of the night. 3 stages.
The target average speed for this stage is 38 miles per hour.
38 miles per hour. Oh god, we're about to be
4,
we're about to be
3,
driving so slow.
2, 1, go.
We're gonna be driving so slow.
You really need to reduce your pace. Watch your speed.
Tell me.
Drop your tempo by a lot. Our pace was too high in that sector.
Okay, now that doesn't make any sense. I can only go 70 miles per hour. Okay, this is very weird. No, I'm not tired of it at all. My throat's just starting to hurt way more than it was earlier. I've been talking a lot.
It's 38 miles per hour.
So I guess we have to stay at like 40 miles an hour the whole time? This doesn't make sense.
5.
I'm not tired of the topic at all.
3,
Nate, welcome in, by the way.
2, 1, go.
So pretty much we have to stay in 3rd gear.
You really need to reduce your pace. Lower your pace.
This doesn't make any sense. Why are we intentionally driving slow?
Drop your pace slightly.
What are you talking about?
Great work.
Yeah, this doesn't make a lick of sense to me. Okay,
Medium left of the crest.
how did we get a penalty point for that?
Drop your tempo by a lot.
This is WRC, Nate.
Medium right. Medium left of the crest.
I don't think I understand what we're doing
Medium left.
right now.
Our pace was too high in that sector.
This doesn't make a lick of sense. Your view was interesting. Thanks for the conversation. Yeah, I probably was getting a little bit too loud. I
The
can't
target
lie.
average speed for this stage is
It's not merely
38
to
miles per
survive,
hour.
but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some
5,
style.
4,
Shadow, you hit that one on the
3,
money, dog.
2, 1, go.
So we're just gonna stay in first gear the whole time. See, I can't even do that.
Course to arrive on time.
I can't stay in first gear. It just feels weird.
Reduce your pace a little. Decent sector.
So do I want to be under the time or over the
Medium left
time?
of the crest.
I'm so confused right now as to what we're doing. It's like a target speed trap.
Drop your pace slightly.
I'm going 39 miles an hour and he's telling me to slow down.
Medium right. Medium left of the crest.
How much slower could we actually be driving?
Medium left. Great work.
This is not making an ounce of sense to me. We keep just getting penalty points for some reason.
Drop your pace slightly.
What are you talking?
This pace is good. Keep it up. Medium left. Reduce your pace a little. Hard right. Need to pick up the pace a lot. Medium left of a jump. Decent sector.
I'm so confused as to
Medium
what we're
left of
doing
the
right
crest.
now.
You really need to reduce your pace. Go straight. Reduce your pace a little. Medium right. Medium left. Through dip. Go straight. Over finish. Easy left to stop.
I have no clue what we're doing right now. It's like a speed challenge, I think. I don't know. Like, we have to go... We got 5 points. For what? Where are we at? Okay, P1, somehow. We have 5 penalty points. What sense does this make? Tell me we don't have to do this the whole time. We could be pushing this car so much faster than they're letting us.
Just this stage to complete before service, and as long as this crew don't have any issues, it looks like minimal repairs will be needed.
Okay, so we speed target again.
The target
Just-
average speed for this stage is 38 miles per hour.
We just need to stay at like 38 miles an hour the whole time, pretty much.
5,
Which is like really hard to do, I'm not gonna
3,
lie.
2, 1, go. Medium left at junction. Try to maintain this pace.
That's what I'm doing, buddy.
Drop your pace slightly.
See, it's like if we don't stay, I should have just
Medium left.
extended first gear.
Hold your current pace.
Because we could be driving in first gear the whole time right now.
Pick
Without
up the pace
slower
slightly.
driving.
Reduce your pace. Try to maintain this pace. That was a perfect sector.
Yeah, this is starting to get really confusing.
Keep this pace.
This is probably some of the most chill we've ever done.
Medium left at the crest.
This is some of the most chill WRC
Reduce
we've
your
ever
pace a
racing.
little. We're on course to arrive on time. Go right here. Approaching a more open section. Increase the pace a bit. Zero points in that sector.
It's starting to understand.
Current pace is good.
I'm starting to understand it a little bit more, but I just don't get where the challenge is. Like we're just driving at 35 miles an hour pretty much in the snow. Yeah, this is low-key pretty boring, I can't lie. I can only imagine
Drop your pace slightly.
I can imagine that it's pretty boring to watch because it's pretty boring to drive.
Keep this pace.
So I can imagine it's not the most fun thing to watch. I don't know who decided to create this
Reduce your pace a
challenge
little.
or who thought it would be a good idea.
Pick up the pace slightly. We got no penalty points in that sector.
I think if we just keep driving like this, we'll be good.
Current pace is good.
So far we have no penalty points. It's all based on how many seconds you have when you
Drop your
cross
pace
the
slightly.
line.
This pace is good. Keep it up.
So, as long as we cross the line with like 1 second or less than a second to cross, we shouldn't
Drop
pick
your
up
pace
any
slightly.
penalty points. Which is like the whole point of this, I think.
We're on course to arrive on time.
It's just very weird. Why can't we make the target time like 50 miles an hour?
Go left here. Need to pick up the pace a lot. Hard right. Medium left. Medium right. 0 points in that sector.
That was actually perfect. I'm pretty sure we crossed the line at
Reduce
like
your pace a little.
0, 0,
Medium
0,
left.
0, 0. Yeah,
this pace.
I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you, Shadow. Although this is
Drop your pace slightly.
this was created by WRC, which makes me question it even more.
Hold your current pace. Hard left.
That was a hard left.
left. Reduce your pace a little.
It's like if you go 40 miles an hour, it tells you to slow
Medium
down.
right. Tightens medium. Medium left. Medium left. Great work.
Still no penalty points so far. I just
On
wish we
course
could be
to
going
arrive
so
on
much
time.
faster. Like
Caution,
we
medium
couldn't have made it
right.
57 miles an hour.
Medium left. Hard right.
Just doesn't make sense to me.
Drop your pace slightly.
We're staying
Try to
pretty
maintain this
consistent
pace.
though.
Medium left. Reduce your pace a little. Go left here. We got no penalty points in that sector. Medium left. Road gets more twisty from here. Medium right.
The road gets more twisty. Hey,
Drop
all
your
good,
pace
Shadow.
slightly.
I get it, brother. Have a good night, man. Appreciate you staying here with us. Appreciate you
Increase
staying in the
pace a bit.
stream.
Medium left.
I think we have a whole nother
Hold your current
stage of
pace.
this. Oh my goodness.
Medium left. Medium right to the crest.
This is excruciating.
Pick up the pace slightly. That was a perfect sector. Medium right. We're on course to arrive on time.
This hurts.
Reduce your pace a little.
this hurts so bad. I don't understand why this is even
Medium
a
left.
challenge. Like, we're just driving with one hand at this point.
Medium right. Try to maintain this pace. Medium left. Medium right. Drop your pace slightly. Over finish to stop.
Wow, they will be pleased with that one.
Got an achievement for it.
Excellent stage for this pairing, and it moves them up the standings.
5 penalty points compared to 22. Not bad. We're just driving so slow. Let the last challenge be like 50 miles an
Car
hour,
was taking
please.
a few knocks in that last loop.
Are you kidding
Should
me?
be able to get it sorted in.
How does the suspension get hurt when we're driving 38 miles an hour?
Brilliant. Just brilliant. You're holding down first.
We'll make first gear even longer.
The target average speed for this stage is 38 miles per hour. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hard right at junction.
Go back to our one-handed
Drop your
driving.
pace slightly. Hard left.
Back to
Hold this
one-handed
pace.
rally racing.
Increase the pace a bit. Medium right. Reduce your pace a little. Current pace is good. We got no penalty points in that sector.
This is actually crazy boring.
Hold this pace. Medium right, go straight. Medium right. Pick up the pace slightly. We're on course to arrive on time. Drop your pace slightly. Hard right. Hard left. Try to maintain this pace. Decent sector.
Now,
Medium right.
penalty point.
Hard left. Pick up the pace slightly. Hard right. Keep this pace. Reduce your pace a little. Try to maintain this pace. Drop your pace slightly. That was a perfect sector. Hold this pace. Medium left. Pick up the pace slightly. Hold your current pace. Drop your pace slightly. Keep this pace. Medium left. Go right here. Easy left over finish. Easy right to stop.
That's an excellent drive. The crew will have to be pleased with that one as it moves them up the table. They absolutely flew down that stage. There will be celebrations all round for these three.
Well, at least we won.
Good to see you. Brilliant driving at the last event. Honestly, brilliant. To get an event win like that is no small feat. You should be very proud.
All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for us. Yeah, we're going to call it there. Alrighty. I do appreciate you guys staying tuned with us tonight. Hopefully you had a good night. We will see you guys again on Thursday. Same time, 5 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. Probably going to be playing some open lobbies, Formula 1, F124. So make sure you add me on EA, Ghost HV. I'll accept your friend request and we'll get into it. It's going to be it for me tonight, guys. I do appreciate you staying tuned with us. And I will catch you all on Thursday. Have a good night. Peace.
Oh, darling, if I had bought you flowers, would you still be here by my side?